There's only one Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic. Because this ad is 30 seconds, I can't get into everything I'm FDA approved to do, so I'm just going to play my jingle again. But first, ask your doctor about which FDA approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA approved Ozempic. Now here's that jingle again.
There's only one Ozempic.
Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram of Hot Springs presents the Spa City Classic, Arkansas's largest indoor pickleball tournament. Over 150 different age groups and skill levels will compete this July 30th through August 2nd inside the Hot Springs Convention Center. Go to pickleballtournaments.com and view all the details on the Spa City Classic, sponsored by Washstraw Bar and Grill and Comfort Inn and Suites. Entry deadline July 15th. Go to pickleballtournaments.com and enter today.
Stop paying retail. Summer savings on now at Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse in Cabot. Contractors, builders, and DIYers, this is your paradise. And yes, they're open to the public. Unbelievable pricing on all kinds of flooring, butcher block countertops, gorgeous shower and backsplash tile, discount shingles, ceiling fans, faucets, and more. The hottest savings of the summer. 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot. Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse where you save big every single day. Build better naturally.
Live from the True Service Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wess Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
But now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem. You just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes phone. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble. Sit down. 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 Be humble. Sit down.
All right, here we go. Sorry, broke my own rule. I hate doing that, but today was a little busy getting everything behind the scenes fixed and ready to roll. It is Out of Bounds on a Friday. Wes Moore, Ethan Riggs in today. What's up, Ethan? How are you?
Hey, Wes, doing great, man. Dude, gonna get a little bit of time to get used to this brand new board they threw here in the production room. This thing is nice and new and fancy.
Flying by the seat of our pants. Here we go. Right? Let's go. Let's see what we can screw up today. Maybe nothing. Fingers crossed. Big show today. We got a lot to get to. Here's the lineup. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, Thomas Thrash, Hooten's Arkansas football, will join us. He's going to be in the studio. We'll talk some high school football. You got team camps. You got 7-on-7. I know Randy was at the Sonic Air Raid yesterday, so it's almost here. Well, it is here because we're talking about it. It is here. Just like Razorback football, it is here because we're talking about it. SEC Media Days right around the corner. Heard HB working on our commercial, our promoting, and thanking our sponsors for our coverage of SEC Media Days. So we are getting set for that and getting a chance to talk some SEC football here in a couple of weeks. We're going to talk some SEC football here in just a second because I saw a tweet and I'm like, yeah, of course. No, not a surprise here. Coming up at 2:10, Josh Hayes will join us. Very good high school basketball player back in the day, and now he is a head coach, and he's got some good sons, and now he's in Vegas with one of his sons and one of the teams from Central Arkansas, Next Page Force. They are part of the huge weekend going on in Las Vegas right now. It's the big Nike tournament. You got the Nike EYBL there. And now you got the Summer League starting up in Vegas. Coach Calipari's out there double dipping. He is watching former players playing the Summer League, and he is also taking a look at some of the recruits for the 27, 28, 29 class. and trying to convince some of them to sign up with the Razorbacks. And I'm sure he'll take in a game from Caleb O and Davion Thompson, make sure they're feeling the love too while he's out there. So Josh Hayes at 210, just to set the scene in Vegas and see how some of our teams are doing out there. At 2:30, we got Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. Find out about some of the promos they have this weekend. And there's a ton of different things going on with tennis, MMA, World Cup, Major League Baseball. They have you covered on Bet Saracen. So Neil Atkinson at 2:30. And at 3:30, speaking of MMA, Brian Edwards will join us. I'm sure he's got some MMA picks, and we'll talk some more college football with him. So there you go. Now you can see why it is a loaded show on a Friday. We are going to be all over the place, and I hope you can just kick back and listen to us for the next, 2 hours and 50 minutes or so. This morning.
See, that was why the show prep was so tough today, is that there's just so much to cover this weekend. I mean, most of the audio that we were pulling before the show today was part of that UFC press conference, of course, that happened the other day between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. By the way, guys, if you have free time today, before we see that amazing fight that's going to happen tomorrow, you should take the time to go back and watch their first fight from 13 years ago. I went back and I watched it, and the fighting styles of both guys have evolved so much. It was really cool to see them. I think it was McGregor's third UFC fight, or maybe it was his second. I mean, they were really young in this fight. And, McGregor was more of a karate guy back then. He wasn't so much of the boxer that he became after the Floyd Mayweather fight. He became a much more rigid upper half fighter. He used to be just so much more bouncy, and it really shows in that fight. But man, speaking of these great betting lines, man, that's not a bad one to McGregor to knock out Max Holloway. That is not a bad looking bet at all.
All right. We'll see what Brian Edwards thinks about that later on.
Yes, sir.
Earlier today, Chuck Dunlap, with the SEC, tweeted out ESPN has released their FPI, Football Power Index, and using that FPI, ESPN now has released the strength of schedule rankings for 2026. And Chuck pointed out 9 of the top 10 and 14 of the top 15 toughest schedules in college football this season are from SEC teams. Duh, no doubt. All 16 SEC teams are in the top 20. So everybody in the SEC is playing a difficult schedule. You go to a 9-game conference schedule, you add that extra tough game, and then the SEC is still requiring one of your non-conference games to be against a Power 4 team. So you're going to have a very difficult schedule for all SEC teams. But I was going to say, guess who has the toughest? You don't have to guess. You know. It happens. It seems like every single year, Arkansas has the toughest schedule in college football. And once again, Arkansas has the honor of having the toughest strength of schedule. Oklahoma is next behind them. Texas is third. Kentucky, fourth. Ole Miss, fifth. Mississippi State, 6th, Florida, 7th. Ohio State, the first non-SEC team, is 8th, and probably a lot has to do, and not only their Big Ten schedule, but they're playing at Texas early in the season. Then it's A&M, South Carolina, LSU, Missouri, Auburn, Tennessee, Alabama, Michigan, and Northwestern. Break up the SEC party, and then you finish up with Vanderbilt, USC, another Big Ten team, Georgia, then Nebraska. So you take a look at these rankings, and what I would rattle off, 25 of them or so, all SEC or Big Ten teams with the most difficult schedules, but predominantly the SEC. Arkansas, and I've been talking about this, that 5-game stretch where they have a chance where it's not so much a gauntlet. Their gauntlet is, to me, early in the season when they play at Utah, come back and play Georgia. That's a 2-game gauntlet. There are teams in the SEC that have it much worse, where they have like 4 very difficult games in a row. And then at the end of the season, of course, Arkansas finishes at Texas and LSU at home. Another very tough 2-game stretch. But in the middle, following the road trip to Texas A&M, I see an opportunity for Arkansas maybe to get well, maybe to do some damage, maybe to win some games. You got Tennessee. Tennessee in the Football Power Index is ranked number 16, which was a little higher than I expected, to be honest with you. In that stretch, you go to Vanderbilt. Vandy is ranked number 29 in the Football Power Index. By the way, just for us knowing, Arkansas is 47, ranked number 47 by the Football Power Index. After Vanderbilt, you get to come back home, and you are playing, I'm going brain dead, it's not South Carolina because it's Auburn, then South Carolina in that stretch. Good Lord, Wes. I'm going to have to pull up the schedule. We've talked about it so much. Skip the third game, fourth game, you go to Auburn. Auburn is – I don't see their you know what? Auburn's at number 22 in the Football Power Index. Then you got South Carolina at home, and South Carolina – and that's the other USC. I saw USC, and I was like, they're 13? No, it's the USC. South Carolina is 23rd. I will be shocked if South Carolina ends up ranked number 23 in the country. And I know the FPI and the rankings are two different things. I don't know if South Carolina – I think the FPI is off a little bit. Maybe a little love for the SEC and these teams. I just don't see. I think Tennessee's overvalued. I think South Carolina's overvalued. I think Auburn's overvalued. I think there are some games in there that Arkansas has a chance, and the schedule's not as daunting as it appears when you see the number one ranking, and that's my whole point. When you see that Missouri, how could I forget Missouri? Gosh, I'd love to forget Missouri. Missouri's that third game.
It's because they're not really our rival, right?
You're exactly right. Ethan, that's the point.
It's because
how could I forget Missouri during that 5-game stretch if they were such a huge rivalry?
I mean, everybody's going to be a buzz about it, Wes. I can't believe that wouldn't cross your mind in this instance. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I knew that was the 31st. We were just talking about that. That's the same weekend of the Simmons Bank Championship here in Little Rock, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, October 31st, Halloween game against the Missouri Tigers at home.
It's another great sports weekend, just like this one coming up.
Yeah, Missouri ranked number 21 in the FPI, Football Power Index. So you take a look at that number one, and my point in all this is Arkansas really got the hardest schedule in the country? Now, this is just according to using the Football Power Index. I'm saying take this with a grain of salt. Let's see how this year pans out for some of these SEC teams and see if they're not overvalued right now. And I'm sure there are some that will be undervalued. It always works out that way. There are some teams, and maybe it's Arkansas. Maybe when it's all said and done, Arkansas is not the 47th best team in the country according to FPI. But all this is based basically on projections and the FPI. And when we go back at the end of the year and we take a look at the schedule, it may not be so difficult and so daunting when you wake up and see the headline, Arkansas with the hardest schedule in America.
Well, there's no question as well. Once Oklahoma and Texas both joined the SEC, not only were they a part of the SEC, they're a part of the SEC West, just like we are. We are, I think, just going to have the toughest schedule until we're not playing teams like, Alabama, even a team like South Carolina. Like, if you actually look at our schedule, that's an easy game relative to most of our competition. So I think that's maybe where it comes from, where if you look at who our weakest opponents are, they're still in that top 50, ranking range. And I think that's why a lot of those Big Ten teams kind of sneak in there as well, just because those offenses look so good on Saturdays sometimes that, of course, the cliche is that nobody can defend, right, in the Big Ten, and that's why so many quarterbacks are coming out of there and whatnot. I think that's something that the SEC unfortunately has to deal with, is that these teams just beat up on each other so much more than the Big Ten teams do. I mean, you have teams that at the end of the year have 6 wins and seriously could go to any other conference and feast. Let's just be honest, and do a lot better than what they were doing in the SEC. So I think especially whenever you look at how Arkansas is having a first-year head coach, maybe they were factoring that into how tough the season could be. It's just a very unique season for an SEC team, the one that maybe we're heading for. But also, I mean, how much do you believe in KJ Jackson? That's where all your questions start, is where are we at quarterback? How do we compete? Because if you look at a lot of the top quarterback rankings, you're looking at a lot of SEC guys as well. So we're dealing with a lot of really high-powered offenses. We're going to have to be a team just like this past year that has a good offense. Can we give them a defense that can match it?
Can you get a defense that's not one of the worst in the country?
I mean,
can you get a defense that's just average?
Our quarterback and running back both got drafted.
Luckily, they have some capable replacements at running back for Mike Washington with Braylon Russell and Sutton Smith, two guys with a lot of experience. And then, I mean, to me, behind them, you got Jabari Parker, a transfer from Michigan who was highly recruited out of high school, just hasn't had the opportunity. He should get an opportunity this year. And then you got some young guys from the state of Arkansas that are looking for a chance to play too. So I'm not really worried about the running back room, not worried about the wide receiver room. But, yes, the number one question is quarterback, because that's the most important position on any football team. But to me, the offense, which as good as it was last year in yardage, can still improve because you got to score. And we had too many flameouts last year in the second half, a lot due to turnovers. And then, you get down there, you drive down there, and you turn it over against Ole Miss, Memphis, and other teams in the late in the game, and you don't score points. So you got to score in both halves. And so I think the offense can improve in points per game, maybe not yards because it was outstanding how they moved the ball. Defense is the key. Defense was awful, one of the worst in college football. If the defense can just improve to being average, I'm not saying being one of the best in the SEC, not one of the top 8, just be 9th and go from 16th to 9th. That gives you an opportunity to win some more games.
That's the thing. If you can just rank as an average SEC defense, whenever you're playing in your bowl game or whoever, if we're playing out of conference opponents.
You said bowl game. That made some people laugh.
It made us laugh. But just anytime you're facing a non-SEC opponent, right? I mean, we do stack up so much better against those opponents anytime we've seen that in the past, seasons, except for whenever we had one Chad Morris, unfortunately. But here's the thing: I believe in Ryan and Coach Ryan Silverfield. KJ Jackson, I think, is still the big question. I mean, not to go back to the quarterback stuff too heavily, but seriously, I mean, the SEC quarterback rankings have us either second to last or last in a lot of things, and that's where we need to come out and I think surprise people. The defense is going to be the defense. I would like us to get to middle of the road. I just don't think we maybe did as good a job recruiting as I would have liked to see. I don't think. Here's the thing. We have depth, but do we have the starters, right? We have a lot of bodies. We need to see people that emerge as great tacklers in open space.
Oh, and that's the same with KJ. That's why you have to rank him. I mean, yeah. I like KJ, but I'd have to rank him towards the bottom of the SEC because of a lack of experience, and there's nothing to make me say, no, he belongs in the top half of the SEC quarterback rankings, or he should be number 4. No, until he proves it on the field, you've got to put him at the bat and the whole quarterback room for Arkansas towards the bottom of the field, because there's just that lack of experience and nothing on tape that can have all these analysts to say Arkansas is fine at quarterback. This is a prove-it year for him, and for that matter, for the entire team and coaching staff.
You're 100% right about like the lack of tape and everything, but I just feel like that makes him more of a wild card. It makes him more of an unknown factor. Maybe he comes out and really surprises people.
No doubt.
His game really fits a modern style of offense. I want to see Silverfield's play calling. I want to see how he's scheming around KJ. I want to see if we're running RPOs, if we're starting to do things that the NFL thought was new 8 years ago, 9 years ago. You know what I mean? Things like what Andy Reid was doing in Kansas City and what was happening in Philadelphia. We just need to take some of those things and say, okay, we have a quarterback in KJ Jackson that is mobile and has a pretty good arm. We just need to scheme around that in a way that allows him to use his legs in the way that we were letting Talon do so. But didn't it feel like when Talon would get loose in open space last season, it was always because of chaos? It was never like a drawn-up play.
There were a couple of times on the RPOs that he would keep it instead of handing it off. He would get loose. But, yeah, and that a lot of his spectacular plays were off of scrambles.
And look at how explosive that made us offensively. We were one of the best offenses in college football last year, dragged down by one of the worst defenses. I think, the defense, I've just come to expect, it's a question of what are your expectations for the defense in the first place. My expectations are maybe around the same as last year. I'm saying, man, this KJ guy, he really could be spectacular. He really could elevate us to that next level because we have Braylon Russell. I trust Braylon Russell. And you're right about that running back room as well. We are very diverse in terms of the play styles. We have skinny guys. We have big guys. We have, bruisers. We have guys that are maybe going to be more of like a receiving back. We have a lot of different styles there, and I think that's great because that tailors to KJ Jackson, who maybe needs a running back that he's going to dump a lot of screen passes off to. That
would be the smart thing. You cannot depend on a first-year starter as your quarterback to be your go-to guy.
That's the thing.
You got to have him a lot of help.
Make it easy for him. Use that deep running back room. Use your young wide receiver room because you have a lot of wide receivers that are kind of like KJ that are some question marks that maybe don't have as much tape out there. But look at what happened to some of our recent wide receiver guys. Isaac Teslaw goes to the NFL and does great. We have proven, and even Treylon Burks, unfortunately, the injuries have been what they've been, but there's no question that he was one of the most talented receivers in his draft. I mean, it's weird. We still get these amazing wide receivers, and we can just never seem to pair them with a Matt Jones. We can never seem to pair them with our great quarterbacks.
Real quick.
That's unfortunate.
Let's go to the Middleton Heat and Air text line before we hit this break. Got Thomas Thrash coming up in just a bit. Wes, a rhetorical one, but does Arkansas, quote, Arkansas has the toughest schedule, unquote, stuff usually pan out to be true? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. This year, that's my point. I don't think it does. Nighthawk says the only team that they might beat is North Alabama. Okay, Nighthawk. Nighthawk not very excited or hyped about this season. And I get it. I understand, Nighthawk. Angry Buckeye, hysterical conversation. Year after year, we have to see these preseason polls and listen to the SEC beat their chest, and year after year, overrated as a conference. Need I remind you that the SEC didn't win a single game against Power 4 conference when it mattered most last year in the playoffs? Angry Buckeye. Angry Buckeye, the Big Ten was up there, too, with a lot of their teams. That were the only other teams. It was all SEC and Big Ten teams at the top of the toughest schedules, and that's because they're playing each other.
You're totally – yeah, exactly. And, look, as Arkansas, we should maybe recruit the way that some of these Big Ten teams do. I'm not hating – I don't mean to hate on the Big Ten as a conference in general. What I'm saying is we should strive to be such a great offense that we can overcome a bad defense because offense does win you championships, let's just be honest.
Big Ten's king of the hill right now.
Exactly.
They've got the championships in football. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll check in with Thomas Thrash. We'll continue the conversation, talk some high school football. There's a lot in that Hooten's Arkansas Football magazine, and we'll find out all about it when we come back. Stick around. We're just getting started. This is Out of Bounds.
Still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
This is SportsCenter.
Yesterday in the World Cup, France easily advanced past Morocco and got into the semifinals. The French won 2-0 behind goals from Ousmane Dembélé and Kylian Mbappe, who is now tied for the goal-scoring lead in the tournament. France await the winner of today's match between Spain and Belgium at 2 o'clock on Fox. The other quarterfinal matches are tomorrow, with Norway facing England at 4 and Argentina taking on Switzerland at 8. Yesterday was also the start of the NBA Summer League in Vegas, and Darius Acuff Jr. helped the Sacramento Kings to a win over the LA Clippers. He was 6 of 20 from the field with 19 points and 7 assists. The Summer League also saw a matchup between the top 2 picks in the NBA draft, with number 1 pick AJ Debance scoring 27 points and leading the Washington Wizards to a win over Darren Peterson, the 2nd pick, with the Utah Jazz. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
Camping season is here, and Razorback Camper Sales in Hot Springs is liquidating all 2026 year model travel trailers and fifth wheels. If you've been thinking about a new trailer, now is the time to buy. One of the many great deals is a 20-foot Salem with bunk beds, power awning, plywood floor, and much more for only $14,990 or $150 a month. Hurry while the selection is good. All these great deals can be seen at RazorbackCamperSales.com.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of back pain relief with just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sun up to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
There's only one Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic. Because this ad is 30 seconds, I can't get into everything I'm FDA approved to do, so I'm just going to play my jingle again. But first, ask your doctor about which FDA approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA approved Ozempic. Now here's that jingle again.
There's only one Ozempic.
Join the zone each Monday for game balls and jockstraps, brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday, as Justin and Phil give you their game balls and jockstraps on the zone from 10 till 1. It's all brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level. And be listening for game balls and jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore. We got Thomas Thrash hanging out with us in the studio from Hooten's Arkansas Football, and he brought in a couple of magazines for us. Man, we got the Arkansas cover in Silverfield. It's a good-looking magazine, Thomas.
Thank you. We went up there and took that photo. It took about 2 minutes once we figured out the chess pieces.
Did he like the idea?
He liked it. So my brother went with us, and he's like a real big into chess. He's trying to get his grandmaster. He's like, let's just have the board set up for like a specific play that only chess guys would know. We're like, no, let's just put them on there and just try to get it.
What'd you think of your time when you were there with Coach?
I think he's doing a really good job. You know, he's got a lot of work to do. Yeah. I mean that's an understatement. But he's kind of changing the culture, I guess. You know, and he's getting a lot of the donors back on board, which is a big thing.
It's the biggest.
Because now it doesn't matter if you can coach or not. If you can get the donors to buy your team, you'll be all right.
Players make coaches look smart
and
good. And then it's when you don't have the players, that's when the coaching
matter.
comes into play, and you got to just somehow.
Yes. If all things are equal, yes, coaching matters, but
tread water.
Yes.
All right. Where are the magazines?
Walmart, Walgreens, Kroger's, Harps, pretty much if you're in a small town, like the local grocery stores, yeah, pretty much that.
What all's in the magazine this year?
Well, everything.
Wait, what's not in the magazine?
Not basketball. No, but we added more high school football photos. So every team has an action shot in the magazine, and that was a goal. So we have over 500 action shots. We talk about obviously the Razorbacks, the Red Wolves, UCA, UAPB, all the Division II. Because Harding, came in the second in the finals, the national championship. They lost, and they've got a lot of guys coming back on that team.
Is your job producing this magazine as hard as it's ever been with all the changes, whether it's the portal, high school kids moving from school to school, coaches moving from school to school?
In an age where everything's available online, like it's still tough to find information like on these kids and, the transfers. The transfer portal is toughest because we'll have to interview coach, and then he's gone the next week. He'll have to call him like, hey, we got a new quarterback. We actually had we had a photo shoot with Rocktown Media for the champions cover, and literally the next day we have a player from every state championship team come, and we do one photo, and then the guy from Cross County goes to win the next day. So we're like, okay. So we had to swap his photo with another guy. We had to go, hey, coach, you got to take a picture of him standing the exact same way as this guy. It was tough. But yeah, it's guys will leave, especially right after we get the book out, because it's the dead period's over.
Yeah.
And it's it's just tough. And they're not leaving going just across the street. Sometimes a guy will go he told me, he's like, I'm going either Marion or Greenwood. And I'm like, what do you mean? That's two sides of the state. He's like, you hadn't decided yet. Like, what? It's not like going from Central to North Little Rock or, something. That's moving across the state.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it kind of feel like it's the new college?
It's
how
the new
college used to be?
It is.
It's exactly the same.
And so this guy doesn't play. He's going somewhere else in the same conference a lot of times.
It's pretty nuts whenever you think about it. I'm sure even just your interactions have changed drastically since this culture has kind of became what it's become, So
my first year we had 40 new coaches, maybe 42 or something like that. And it was that was 2021. Now there's 62. And so Barry was telling me, Barry Grooms, he was saying this is the most he's seen, and he's been here 29 years. And this may be the biggest ever.
All right, I'm looking at the college football national rankings, and you guys have Georgia number 1.
Yeah, I guess so. Who we got number 2? Let's see.
Ohio State. Oregon.
So,
number 3, Texas 4, Indiana 5. SEC Big Ten.
Yes.
It's not until you get to Miami at number 6.
We got to get the SEC off this losing train of the national championships. Yeah. So our title is no longer second to none.
How did you come up with the story? Well, first of all, on the photo shoot in the front cover is Nobody's Pond for Coach Silverfield, and that's Barry's name at the title of the story. Where'd that come from?
Well, it's such a long game that he's got so much work to do that it's getting the donors, getting the facilities, and there's all these different things that go into motion. And we were going to have the individual pieces be like donors, like Walmart, J.B. Hunt, and then we thought it would be too much. But it's just all the different pieces that go into a football program. It's kind of like now this year they have a new GM, and just like Paul Simmons is now Harding's GM. It's like he's going to do all the stuff, the stuff that's off the field, the NIL, the fundraising stuff. It's now becoming a professional organization. Business.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say, so it actually created new positions.
Yes,
is what you're saying. It actually created new jobs.
Yes. So when the kids say, "Hey, I need $100,000 more," they go to the GM and don't have to deal with the coaches, and the GM can.
GM's the bad guy, not the coach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do we ever see it kind of like the old Belichick system where he's GM and coach? Is that something that you come across?
I don't know, because it's just so much work, especially with the fundraising and the pros. You don't have to fundraise. You aren't really negotiating.
You got a cap.
Yeah. And so now there is no cap, and you're out recruiting, which the pros don't have to do. And so I don't think I think you got to have a GM.
It's really not even possible, is what you're saying. Wow.
Settle an argument for me. K-Bo was in here yesterday, Kevin Bohannon, and I told him I thought the strongest position group on this team was the running backs. And then I had 1A and wide receivers 1B. I think those are two really good position groups for this team. And Cabo said, I think I would go defensive line as the top position group. Well, I'm looking here at your position rankings. Running backs, B+, receivers, B-, defensive line, B+.
Defense gave up like 800 points a game last year. I don't know if I can have anything strength on the defense.
His point, and maybe your point, I'd have to read it. What they say. It's the portal guys that came in.
It is. And Danny Beal, is going to be playing a lot. Which I did not think he would be playing this early. With Silverfield coming in the first week, he signed Beal and Hodges and Trey Lockett out of Conway. He got a bunch of guys excited. And they're all actually going to be playing, I think, this year.
And the Kennedy kid from Central was one of them. Well, when you look at – you got Quincy Rhodes, and then you get in the portal, the big guys from Ohio State, from USC, from Virginia Osborne, from Oregon. These are guys that were highly recruited out of high school and went to big-time programs, just haven't – besides Osborne, haven't played a whole lot, but you would think the potential is there. You throw in Danny Beal, and I'll say this. One of the first days of spring football, and I'm not sure who it was, but they have video of the defensive line, and they looked apart, and then there's this big dude. I'm like, that looks like an SEC defensive lineman. Who is it? There's so many new players. I don't know who it is. I have to look at the number, go on the roster, and look.
Yes.
It was Danny Beal.
Yeah, he has the strongest handshake you've ever seen. By the way, at the Farm Bureau banquet, he shook my hand, and it was just like, it was painful.
Yeah,
it was. He's a man.
Yeah, the first time I met him, that was exactly what I thought.
Did you shake his hand?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I was like,
you remember
this
it?
guy is. What I remembered was his stature. I was like, this man. He looks like a man. First of all, second of all, he looks like an SEC defensive lineman, and he looks like something that Arkansas usually doesn't have.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
And he is 18, 19 years old. So I have nothing but a lot of respect and hope for Danny Beal.
He's a good kid.
Yes,
too.
he is.
I really like him.
All right, settle the argument. What's the best group?
I'd say the running backs.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that, especially when people agree with me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll tell Kevin. He was right.
Would you go defensive line second or wide receiver second?
Well, you talked me into defensive line second. I don't know. I would have said wide receivers, but now you make me think it is probably D-line.
We listed out yesterday the wide receivers. They're 8 deep before you even get to the freshmen, and a couple of the freshmen from Bentonville had a good spring. But there were 8 guys that we mentioned, and they were fifth-year seniors or fourth-year seniors, fourth-year juniors, third-year sophomores. It wasn't until you get to Antonio Jordan. He was the only one on our top 8 that was a second-year guy. Everybody else, 3, 4, 5-year guys that had experience.
He's a dude.
He's a dude.
C.J. Brown, I watched him beat Bryant in the semis when the Bentonville came down here as a senior year. And he went off in the second half. Just love that kid.
And he's gotten better and better every single year for the Razorbacks, and maybe this is the breakout year where he makes a bigger name for himself nationally, at least.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right, so receivers or defensive line second?
Receivers got me talking into it. I'm an offensive guy, so
of course you are. The Thrashers are offensive people. We know that.
Yeah. The fact that I said running back is tough.
You don't like to hand it off?
No, not hand it off.
Well, they're going to throw it a lot to the running backs out of the backfield.
I saw them working on their quarterbacks, their quick game passing, and all of them have this their RPOs, and they have just such a quick release. It's you fake the handoff, and then it's almost like a side-armed,
flip it out to them.
And they kept doing it with slants and then flares out of the backfield with the running backs. But they worked on it. I mean, I just thought it was so funny because the quarterback did not raise his arm above his shoulders. It was all here.
Just quick.
It was it was that quick.
It's almost like a sweep play.
Yes. I mean,
it's a toss sweep.
It's an extension of the run game.
Yeah, it's a flip out.
You ought to complete 99% of them like your handoffs are like a sweep.
Yeah.
You're not going to incomplete pass a sweep.
Although I did see a Razorback running back drop a toss sweep for a fumble last year.
Yeah.
Wasn't that last year, or was that Oklahoma State 2 years ago? It was just straight
Oklahoma
up.
State was 2 years ago where we should have beat them.
Maybe it was another one last year, a toss sweep.
We lost
and
a lot of fumbles.
Was right there in front of him, and he dropped it.
Yeah, I stopped counting.
Those are things right there that Silverfield's talking about cleaning up. You just cannot do that.
If you look at like last year's team, we were the greatest 2-win team in history of football. I mean, we were 17 points away from being, I saw somebody say like Missouri, which still is terrible, but I mean.
But that's not a good team.
It's not a good team. But
because you're killing yourself.
Yes.
There's a reason why you lost those games. It wasn't bad luck.
Yes.
It was stupid mistakes.
Stupid mistakes.
Good teams don't make stupid mistakes. All right, that's a good place to take a break. Starting to get a little fired up,
exactly.
mad. Cabo said, no, we're not talking about last year.
Yeah.
It's just going to make me mad. So we're trying to stay away from last year. Thomas Thrash in the studio hanging out with us. We'll talk some high school football when we come back. Take a look at the Hooten's Arkansas Football Magazine. How many different covers?
10.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. We got a Robinson cover.
All right.
We got Joe T. Robinson. We're representing Robinson.
Well, they won a title.
Uh-huh.
Got to. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Getting a speeding ticket can ruin your day. But what about that cyclist? Or the pedestrian crossing the street? If you hit them while speeding, you'll do more than just ruin their days. That's why tickets are more than just a fine. They're a second chance. A reminder of what's on the line when you're behind the wheel. You won't get a do-over every time. Take this as your sign to follow the speed limit every drive. Speeding slows you down.
A message from the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
Fried green tomato salad is back and better than ever at Eat My Catfish. It'll only be here for a limited time. Stop by or order online from any of their 5 Eat My Catfish locations to try this delicious fan favorite today. Eat fresh, eat local, Eat My Catfish.
Attention Arkansas homeowners, Royal Home Improvement is looking for 50 homes to participate in our summer savings event. We want to evaluate our exclusive Energy Star rated Thermo King windows in real homes. Call 1-800-565-1064 for Royal Home Improvement. 50 homeowners will receive promotional pricing. 75% off installation of a house full of new windows. Ask about zero interest financing, senior military discounts. You'll receive a $200 Walmart gift card with your window purchase. Plus a bonus, call 1-800-565-1064 for a free $50 Restaurant.com gift card with estimate. Now have your zip code and location ready to qualify. Let me give you that number again, 1-800-565-1064. Royal also installs insulated vinyl siding, complete roofing systems, and full kitchen remodels. With 30 years in business and more than 30,000 satisfied customers, we manufacture, install, and guarantee our Thermo King windows. Call 1-800-565-1064. Remember, Royal Home Improvement is looking for 50 homes to participate in our summer savings event. 50 homeowners will save with 75% off installation of a house full of new windows. Now ask about zero interest financing, senior military discounts, and you'll receive a $200 Walmart gift card with your window purchase from Royal. Plus a bonus. Call 1-800-565-1064 for a free $50 Restaurant.com gift card with your estimate. Zip code and location are important. Call 1-800-565-1064. That's 1-800-565-1064 or online at royalwindows.com.
If you are looking for a safe and loving home for you or your loved one, visit Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center. Just 15 minutes from Little Rock and Benton, our skilled nursing staff is dedicated to providing quality long-term care and short-term therapy. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com. You can call Heartland home.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Bass tournaments and some of the best fishing spots in the state. It's Fishing Arkansas, Sunday mornings with Big Sarge and his crew. Fishing Arkansas is presented by Shelter Agent Jamie Marsh and Stanley Hardware. Fishing Arkansas, Sunday mornings with Big Sarge on 103.7 The Buzz.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. If you're looking for a bank that can grow with you, now is the perfect time. Experience the difference our people make for our customers every day. Community presidents like John Holman and Lexus Landers work as true financial partners with their clients and community. Southern Bank is here to help you with all your financial needs. We have state-of-the-art online banking and friendly faces that greet you with a smile. To start your relationship with Southern Bank, visit bankwithsouthern.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Injured? There's only one number you need to know. 888-8888.
At Rainwater Holton Sexton, no case is too big and no insurance company too strong.
Just dial 888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore. Got Thomas Thrash in the studio hanging out with us. The new Hooten's Arkansas Football Magazine is out all over the state. That's when you know we're getting close, Thomas. We are getting close.
Let's talk about the good stuff, the high school football.
All right, you taught me into it. See how easy that was?
Hey, we got some great high school football teams this year. Well, and every year too, but
let's start at the top and work our way down.
Well, I guess if you start at the top, you got to go Bryant. Bryant is going for they've won 7 out of the last 8 state championships, and it does not look like they're slowing down. You know, so you got Bentonville that they beat the finals the last couple of years. Bentonville's always back. They're huge up front, well coached. And then the big news out of the 7A is Shiloh Christian moving up. So they move up. They beat Greenwood in the state championship last year. Move up to 7A. Now they're 7A West. So it kind of reminds me of PA's football field. But Bentonville and those teams in the West travel better, like to away games. Mm-hmm. And Bentonville goes to Shiloh middle of the season. It's going to be one of the coolest atmospheres ever. I mean, because their stands can't support the band. You know, so it's going to be like the Bentonville band. I mean, it's going to be all around the stadium. It's going to be awesome.
Standing room only.
It's going to be so cool.
Man. And that's the what week?
I don't know. It'll be in here somewhere, but I think it's the middle of the season.
All right, gotcha. All right, so the top 10 in 7A according to this is your rankings, right? The Hootens.
Yes.
The conference rankings are the coaches poll.
So coaches vote on the conference, and so there's kind of a big difference sometimes because the coaches send us their voting early, and then we do the state ranking. So before the transfer portal opens, and so you'll see a lot of guys like, especially in lower classifications like Cross County, they all voted them first, and you know they lost 17 kids
and the coach
and the coach, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, everyone on staff is gone, and so it's like literally it's a completely
brand
new
new team. All right, top 10 in 7A: Bryant, Bentonville, Conway, Shiloh Christian 4, Bentonville West 5, North Little Rock 6, Fayetteville 7, Rogers 8, Little Rock Christian 9, Cabot 10. Only thing I would say, Fayetteville 7. That looks a little low to me.
Like too low, like they should be
a little higher,
like number 10 or number like 5.
Like number 5.
Okay, yeah. No, they shouldn't.
Okay.
The West is legit. I mean, it's in North Little Rock is I think going to be a lot better this year.
Yeah, I agree.
He's moving up 2 freshmen that are really really good. And you know, Boulding doesn't move up freshmen unless they can play.
Little Rock Christian at 3rd in the Central according to the coaches.
After Bryant and Conway, I think it's just a
wide open.
North
Little Rock, Little Rock Christian, and Cabot.
Cabot, Little Rock Christian, North Little Rock. I think they're all right there together.
Okay. And the best team in the 7A West, it's Bentonville.
The West is Bentonville, but Shiloh can compete. Rogers lost a lot, but they still got a good, great program. Bentonville West got Pulaski Academy's old quarterback. He transferred last year. It's I don't know. It's a family move. That's probably not a recruiter.
Aaron Orgel.
Yeah.
6A. Let's move to 6A. You got number 1 in 6A, the Benton Panthers.
And so I think Benton, it's Benton's to lose. So last year, obviously you got Greenwood and Shiloh up there and then you throw in Mountain Home, who had a ton of guys coming back. They're all Benton or Greenwood and Shiloh are out. Greenwood moves down to 5A because of enrollment. Shiloh moves up because of the equity thing, and then Mountain Home loses so much. Benton, and now really the East, the 6A East is the better conference. It used to be the 6A West.
No doubt.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah. Greenwood. And
Greenwood, Shiloh, and Mountain Home.
Lake Hamilton was rolling for a while.
Now Catholic moves over to the West. And yes, it's
That's
great.
weird.
Uh-huh.
That's weird.
Because Searcy moves up, and now the Searcy is in the 6A East. So I guess they took Catholic spots, so they just throw yeah.
What do you think of the private school,
I like it.
You like it?
Uh-huh. I like it because when I was at PA, we always wanted to play bigger teams, and so I think that was a knock against us. They were like, "You're playing 4A and 5A," and we thought we could have played 7A. So I don't know if we could, but I like it.
All right. Anyway, Benton is number 1 in 6A. You got Searcy number 2, Mountain Home 3, Van Buren 4, Sylvan Hills 5. They got a new staff.
But they're riding a lot of momentum. Off a 10-win. Mark Kelly's season last year. So the Sylvan Hills coach, they were coming in doing an 0-20 season. Takes them to 10-2, goes to the semifinals and loses to the eventual state champion. And he has now accepted the job at PA. But it was the biggest turnaround in state history. Points per game wise, they averaged the 2 years where they didn't win a game, they averaged like 13 points a game. And then last year they averaged 46.5. It was like the biggest turnaround offensively in state history.
Is it too much for him to ask to do that at Pulaski Academy?
It's probably, but I'm not going to put anything past him. What he did at Sylvan Hills is pretty remarkable. So, if anybody could do it, it's him.
The 6A East coaches poll has Benton 1, Sylvan Hills 2, Searcy is 3, and Sheridan 4. The round off the potential playoff teams, 5 would be Jonesboro and El Dorado 6.
Really, after Benton and probably Searcy at 2, it's anybody's 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Wait, Marion at 8, and you got Jeremiah Dent. And
yes, that's why I was confused on that. It's just they got new coaching staff, lost some linemen, but still, when you have a running back like that, I would think they would be higher, but the coaches didn't think so.
Wow, that one,
yes.
That is a little bit of a surprise. All right, now I want to go to the 6A West and take a look at the coaches poll there. Mountain Home, number 1 in the West, and they lost a lot?
The running back, Barrett Miller.
Oh, yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome. But they're still, what Coach Airy's done there is still remarkable. He's just built a program, and they're not getting a lot of transfers, in at Mountain Home. No one's moving to Mountain Home. They're doing it with homegrown guys.
Man, I'm looking at the West versus the East, and it almost seems apples and oranges. I think the East is
clearly better.
A lot tougher.
You think about Sheridan, too. And then Sheridan, this is Coach Kelly's 3rd year. This is probably his year with Stevens being a senior. They got some big linemen.
2 offensive linemen that already have committed to Power Force. One to SEC, one to Arkansas State.
Yeah.
What? Already?
Hey, but I'll tell you, I went to Kelly's office during basketball season, and they gave up the state record for defensive points in a season, 630. And so anyway, I go in there, go in the locker room, and in the locker room it says, "Forget everything you know about defense." They're just completely. He's like, forget everything you've done ever on defense. We're doing a new thing. And so they're playing. I can't remember what it's called, but it's where they're lined up off the ball. It's what Shiloh does a lot.
Is 630 painted everywhere in the locker room?
630. I doubt it.
Man, that was great. For 584-838-28, go get the magazine and take a look at everything. It is awesome. Thomas, thank you for coming up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Wow, that was fast. Hour number 2 is next.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888 for Rainwater Holton Sexton. They'll help you weather the storm.
Pat Bradley joins Morning Mayhem each week, courtesy of Cabot Outdoors. Shop their inventory of Hustler Fast Track Series zero-turn mowers at CabotOutdoors.com.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
U.S. Truck Accessories presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show from U.S. Truck Accessories in Conway and Searcy. Your #1 Central Arkansas source for camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, and more. Veteran-owned since 2002. Online at ustruckaccessories.net.
This is Larry Culpepper, the inventor of the college football playoff. When I'm in Arkansas, I always listen to 1037 The Buzz. Ice cold, Dr. Pepper, hip.
Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Police around the state are cracking down on speeding starting today. Arkansas State Police say it's part of a national campaign called Speeding Slows You Down. There's going to be more patrols on the roadways to discourage drivers from going above the speed limit. ASP says it's an effort to prevent deadly crashes. Nearly 140 of the more than 600 traffic deaths in Arkansas in 2024 were speeding related. This campaign goes through the end of July. And Arkansans who plan to hike, paddle, or bike some of the state's wildlife management areas will need a new permit. Those with hunting or fishing license are fine, but people without them will now be required to get a wildlife management area and lake conservations permit. The permit is $10.50. You can learn more on the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission's website. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
With KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Humid weather continues today with high temperatures making it into the upper 90s. Feels like temperatures will be in the triple digits. We do have a heat advisory in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. Scattered shower and thunderstorm chances back in the forecast this weekend. It won't be a washout, but you'll need that umbrella off and on. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny Wess from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville is your headquarters for pool and spa chemicals. Luxury Pool and Spa is ready to get your pool balanced and swim ready with Pool Life and Baquasil Pool Chemicals. Luxury Pool and Spa is also a proud dealer of Polywood Outdoor Furniture, Climate Tough Materials, Color Stay Technology, and the 20-year warranty. If you're thinking about a hot tub, they have the amazing Caldera hot tubs in stock on their showroom floor. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
This is Justin Acree. If shoulder or elbow pain is affecting your daily life, the fellowship-trained physicians at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health are here to help. They offer advanced care for injuries, arthritis, rotator cuff problems, and more, helping you feel better, move better, and get back to everyday life. Call 501-686-TOSH today to schedule your appointment. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
Pat Bradley joins Morning Mayhem each week, presented by Bath Fitters. Get the tub or shower you deserve with no gimmicks, just real savings. Check them out at bathfitterlittlerock.com.
Camping season is here, and Razorback Camper Sales in Hot Springs is liquidating all 2026 year model travel trailers and fifth wheels. If you've been thinking about a new trailer, now is the time to buy. One of the many great deals is a 20-foot Salem with bunk beds, power awning, plywood floor, and much more for only $14,990 or $150 a month. Hurry while the selection is good. All these great deals can be seen at RazorbackCamperSales.com.
When the world's biggest tournament is hosted on our turf, you gotta do it big. And Twin Peaks is built for big games. Stay refreshed for the full 90 minutes with ice-cold, 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra and the iconic handcrafted spicy margarita made with Casamigos. Pair all of that with hand-tossed wings and seared-to-order burgers. Every second is packed with the world's most scenic views. Twin Peaks is truly unmatched for every match. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. Tune in to Out of Bounds each Monday for Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years, they're your small to mid-sized fleet specialists that also takes care of our fleet at Signal Media. Fleet Management Services is now hiring for Loop Tech, Tire Tech, and light maintenance. 8 paid holidays and paid vacation, paid health insurance, and 401k. Paid depends on experience and signing bonus. Apply in person at 901 East 8th Street in Little Rock.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you can win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Live from the True Service Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
But now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid.
It is time for your Razor Hog update. We'll keep this quick because we already have our next guest ready to go. Last night, Summer League action in Las Vegas. Darius Acuff had 19 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block. The Sacramento wins again. They're 4-0 when Acuff plays. Now, he was 6 of 20 from the floor and 3 of 9 from the three-point line. Acuff wasn't happy with his shooting last night and the way that he played, but he said, in typical Acuff fashion, I will get better. I will shoot better. This isn't good enough. But he did a good job of getting his teammates involved, and the 7 assists show that, and he was able to lead them to a victory. Speaking of Las Vegas, that's where we're going next. We'll head to Vegas, bring in Josh Hayes. He's coaching Next Page Force 15 under team. Josh, Coach, what's up? Welcome into Out of Bounds.
This time couldn't have been any better because we're just coming off a 100% performance and a win, 4-0 down here in Vegas. So I couldn't be feeling any better at any other time than now. I tell you.
That's awesome. It worked out perfect. Did you just say 4-0 in 4 games?
Yes, yeah, we're 4-0. Won our 4th game today. We'll have one more game tomorrow. Just kind of like our seed versus another pool seed. Yes, we're 4-0. And just had a heck of a game, man. Those guys, they've been playing well all weekend. I'm not going to say a surprise, but coming off the dead period, you know how that can be. And our first game was a little rusty, but I tell you, man, they put it together. We just beat Team Progress 100-61.
Who are your dudes? Who's leading the way for you?
our dudes. So we have two guys leading the 15U EYCL statistically. So we have, of course, my son Ben Hayes is leading the entire EYCL 15U in scoring. And then we have Liam Henry, who's from Marion, who's a guy, and I believe he's fifth in assists. I'm sorry, second. He's second in assists per game. I think about 5.8 per game, maybe 6. So we got those two guys, first and second, in their respective categories, statistic-wise.
That is freaking awesome. We got Josh Hayes with us, Next Page Force, getting it done in Vegas, representing Arkansas and Central Arkansas. All of Arkansas. You talk about Marion, a part of your team. Coach, can you set the scene for those that don't know what it's like for this big event? What does it look like out there?
So what it looks like is I literally saw 4 NBA players. I just saw Jalen Brunson's daddy, which he's 6'5". I couldn't believe it. And we just saw 3 rappers. And what you see is talented 15 through 17 kids. I'm 6'7", and I feel short in here. So you're seeing huge guys every other turn. You're seeing NBA superstars, Trae Young, Kevin Durant, just to name a couple. It's been so many, I can't tell you. And then you're seeing rappers there. You're seeing former, like I believe the kid, he played for the Pelicans. He played for Oklahoma. He was a rookie this year. Cannot think of his name. But you're just seeing so many guys and the atmospheres. You got the court. You got Ja Morant with the feature court here. I mean, it's a phenomenal experience, but the atmosphere is electric. All games are packed. And then I'm leaving out the most important thing. I just saw Kelvin Sampson. I just saw maybe 20 Division I head coaches that, it's crazy. It's coaches everywhere. You got to look at the polos to try to figure out where they're from, and then you see some familiar faces. It's nothing like this experience, and our Arkansas kids need it, and they're doing a great job of, just representing Arkansas in a classy, hard-nosed way.
Yeah, Coach, we saw Coach Calipari tweet out that he was at Summer League. He was watching some of his former guys play, and he said he was going to miss some of the afternoon games. Wouldn't be able to see Trevin Brazile and Malik Thomas because he was going to head over and watch some recruits play. So, it just shows you that, it seems like it's a who's who out there in Vegas right now.
It is. It really is. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm not a starstruck individual, actually, because I witnessed this back in my high school career. But this is different from what we had going on. We didn't have this type of atmosphere and environment. And I'm telling you, our kids, it's been so great for them to see this and expose them to this because this is what they dream of. And to be able to get a picture with NBA stars and coaches and college coaches and just to play in these environments, I think this is one of the best environments I've been a part of over my 20 years of coaching basketball and my 30 years of playing. And I tell you this, for us, our 15 U's are 4-0, 16 U's are 3-0. We're playing very well, and what you see those scouts. You see those guys starting to get those offers, and that's what we're pushing for our guys, because I think we can all agree Arkansas don't get these coaches that we quite deserve, but events and opportunities like this are putting us in a better position.
How's it going for Van as far as offers and looks?
So right now, Van has 3 offers. He got the Portland University offer about 2.5 weeks ago. He's got Georgia Tech, who they came to our game to watch him yesterday, and he's got UAPB. Euler's been in contact with him. I've been hearing rumblings of other schools. Arkansas, of course, they're aware of who he is. He's got a lot of work to do to get that offer. But, those 5 schools have shown interest. And I think, smaller schools in the state are definitely interested. But he's been, he's had a heck of a school year. And now he just had a 19-point performance. And he had 0 at halftime and finished the game and led both teams scoring with 19. He should just score the ball very well, but I think it alludes to also he's done it where he had to carry my high school team. He's playing with high-level talent, and he's still able to do those things. So he's playing exceptionally well right now. He's probably having the best summer of any 15U kid out of Arkansas.
And he's going to be a sophomore next year, is that right?
He will be a sophomore next year.
That's awesome. We got Josh Hayes with us, next page force with the 15 under team. And as we just heard, the 17 under team is doing well also. How about, and I know there's some other teams out there and some Arkansas connections. Have you heard anything like Anthony Spratt with Brad Beal team or the Legends team? Do you keep up with these other teams?
Yeah, so I actually got a chance to talk to Anthony Spratt and his father. The irony is Dan used to play up with Spratt years ago. I used to coach in the same organization, but Spratt has been doing well. Elijah Bryant actually is hurt, so he didn't come with the Legends. You know, those our two 2028 kids that are really leading the way, they're doing well. So, but Elijah didn't make it. I think he got injured in the third session. I think he's played since then. But outside of that, I don't think we have any more Arkansas kids that are up here outside of those guys.
How about are you familiar with the? I know there are two guys that Arkansas is chasing right now. Of course, they got the commitment from Davion Thompson, and they're in the running for Caleb. I call him Caleb O, but Caleb Arrigo. Are you familiar with their game? What they're like?
Yes. So the first kid, could you repeat his name?
Davion Thompson.
It's now. Can you tell me what position he plays? Because I'm pretty sure I know what this kid is.
He's a point. He's a point or off guard.
Okay. Yes, he can play. He's a 3-level scorer, and that's what you find with most of these point guards. He's a 3-level scorer, but he has a super high IQ. Knows when to score. Knows when to pass. He can control the game. I think he's Coach Cal's prototype point guard that he likes, and he has some really solid athleticism as well and explosion.
And then the big guy, I think he plays for New York Overtime Elite.
Overtime Elite, yes. I'm not as familiar with him, and the only reason I'll say this because we're playing a lot of times when these teams are, and I don't get to see him play, but I think that kid is a phenomenal athlete from what I've heard. He's going to run the floor. I think he can stretch the floor a little bit, but I don't want to lie to you because I'm not as familiar with his game. But what I've seen him do those things in person.
Got Josh Hayes with us. He's out in Las Vegas for the huge event. So what's next for you guys after Vegas?
We need some help, but I don't know if we'll qualify for Peach Jam. But if we don't, we've already booked. Well, we're going to play in the pit. The pit is for the teams that don't qualify for Peach Jam. And what you have is a lot of high-level teams are coming to play. And so we're going to go to the pit and go compete down there next week in Augusta. But we still have a chance to qualify, but we need a little help. We went 4-0. Now we need some guys to lose today and possibly tomorrow. But if not, we will be in Augusta next week regardless. It just depends on, how things play out, what we'll be playing in.
Is that something where you can play your way in if you just keep winning?
Only with the win tomorrow and losses tomorrow. If not, we'll be playing in the pit next week, unfortunately.
You touched on it, but Arkansas basketball, and you know this as well as anybody, and it's all across the state. What kind of shape is Arkansas basketball in right now?
In great shape. I will say, and I want to be honest, this 2027 class is not the strongest, but after that, 2028, 2029, 2030, we have some really good talent coming up. And it's spread throughout the entire state. Of course, Central Arkansas, the Mecca, but we got some talent in Northwest Arkansas and Northeast Arkansas. You see a lot of kids just coming out of nowhere like, oh, where did he go? But I would say this. We got some really 2030, 2029 on the group with the most talent. But that 2028 is strong as well.
Who would you say is the best player 2027 in Arkansas?
2027. That's
Yeah. I've had this conversation with others too, and this is how it goes.
I like Baton Payback.
Mm-hmm.
Payday Yield. Yeah. And guys that are graduating next year. Baton. Yeah, like Baton Payback.
It's a group discussion. It really is.
It is. And I'm trying to think who's all in this class. Can you tell me some more names?
With those, I'll tell you this, Coach. Those are the two names that usually pop up. So I think you nailed it.
Those two names. And of course, I don't want to be biased because they play for our organization. Okay, this Elijah Bryant. No, that's 2027. 2028, 2027. Who is that? Juice Polite is one of those guys in that class. J.J. Watt. Are those guys in that class? Yeah, the best guys. I'm trying to remember. Nope. Man.
I like it, Coach. I love it.
Guys are always reclassifying anyway.
No, I am. I think that's the discussion, and we kind of nailed it. This isn't the top of, but because 2028, 2029, 2030 are so strong. The future is very bright for Arkansas.
It is. It is. Oh, I know. I want to. Is that Jamal Holden? Jamal Holden.
Okay.
I got. The future is so bright. When you talk about 2029 and 2030, you know, people's eyes get big because those two classes are very strong.
Coach, best of luck tomorrow, man, and thank you for your time today. This was fun, and I would love to be out in Vegas just to experience this myself, but this is the next best thing. I appreciate you.
Hey, man, thank you, guys. I would strongly consider you guys coming out here next year. The experience for you guys is second to none, and it's $10 a day.
$10 a day. Good Lord. Even I can afford that. Coach, take
there you
care.
Go.
See you, man. Later.
You too. Thank you.
Josh Hayes joining us on Out of Bounds. That was cool. It was a good discussion. You could tell he was getting everybody on the bus or in the car involved in trying to figure out this 2027 class and who some of the top players in Arkansas for 2027.
Yeah, that was so funny. I could hear some guys throwing out names at him, and I think that's what was throwing him off there at the end. Is all of his players were like, well, "What about this guy? What about that guy?" It's like, well, there's just so much talent out there in Vegas right now. I mean, we'd be watching a high level of basketball for $10 a day.
That would be awesome. Over on the Middleton Heat and Air text line, let me get you caught up before we get our next guest at the bottom of the hour. Neil Atkinson will be joining us here in a few minutes. 4-7 is pretty good, coming off of a 2-10 season. Actually, it'd be 4-8 or 5-7. Sounds like we are overvalued too. I would say if they go 4-8 and double their win total, it would be, even though it wouldn't be good enough for a lot of fans, that is marked improvement with a tougher schedule, with only 2, non-conference games, not against Power 4 teams. We said this yesterday. You're playing 9 SEC games in Utah. That is a very difficult schedule for a first-year head coach with all these new players, new offensive scheme, new defensive scheme. You could double your win total, and it would be a really good season.
I mean, let's be honest. Even if he wins 2 games this season, he's not going anywhere. That's what happened with Morris his first season, and we still gave him the second year. It's so sad, though, to say that where 4 wins would be double the wins of last season, but it's really true.
501 writes in and says, why in the world does the Razorbacks keep getting those schedules every year? There are 2 reasons. 1, they play in the SEC, and 2,
they play in the SEC West.
No, well, the West is gone. True. It's the non-conference game that I guess you got to blame Hunter Yurchek for lining up. You got to play a Power 4 team, and I wish in the state where they are right now, the condition that they're in right now, But you don't know this when you're scheduling so far in advance. I wish they weren't scheduling the Notre Dames, the Utahs. I wish they were looking down in the pecking order and trying to find some other teams that are struggling, kind of like them, to line up as your Power 4 non-conference game. And so that's exactly why. When you throw in last year a Notre Dame, this year a Utah, and then your SEC schedule, it's going to be one of the toughest in the country. It's pretty simple. Wes, I read this one. Eric and Maumelle. The change of schools in high school has always been a thing. I graduated in 2016, and that's what I did. Transferred to another to get playing time. I think when we were having this discussion, we were going back further than just a decade.
Yeah, 16
we were going back to maybe the days that we were and we're older. Talking about this didn't happen back in the day. Yes, 16 is still a decade ago, 10 years ago, but you go back further. It wasn't as big of a thing as it is right now.
Well, and 2016 is also like close to the NIL era. That's, if you were a high school graduate in 2016, you graduated in 2020 with a bachelor's most likely, and that means you lived or you were in college long enough to experience the start of the NIL era.
501 writes in, guys, one thing that really isn't talked about is they had dissension among the team. It started, and they're talking about last year's Razorback team. It started in the year Petrino came in. Coach Petrino had Coach Pittman's ear a little too much, and they would overrule Coach T. Will on game planning and money spent on players. Yeah, and I mean, there's the famous story of Coach Petrino and T. Will getting into it at practice and having to be separated by the players. And then when T. Will gets the axe and after Petrino takes over, that couldn't have helped the offense versus defense, the two rooms where the OC takes over, DC gets fired. Yeah, I'm sure there were some defensive players that weren't happy with that move at all because T. Will was a player's coach and a very good recruiter, and some of those guys came to Arkansas because of him. And to see him fired and the other guy that you knew there was a squabble with takes over. And so, no, that did not help chemistry in the locker room.
That whole situation is so nuts. But also at the same time, I mean, were the defensive players, could they be that surprised when between the offense and the defense, look at which one's doing better? I mean, one is near the top of the NCAA in performance and one is near the bottom. That's all there is to it.
TP says, hey, Wes, great show so far. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Way to put pressure on me. The first hour and a half was good. Now don't screw it up is what you're saying, TP. I'll try not to screw it up. Coming up, Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. Talk about some of the promotions they have going on. Got the MMA. We got Wimbledon championships. We've got, of course, the World Cup. We got a game about to start, right? Where are we? Or is it already started? I'm lost.
Unfortunately, our TVs aren't set to that channel. I'll have to,
I don't even know what channel I've been on.
I'm on ESPN.
Here we go. Fox, FIFA, Spain. It's loading. 25 minutes in, Spain, Belgium, 0-0. So, yeah, we got World Cup to talk with Neil, too. Stick around. This is Out of Bounds.
Pat Bradley joins Morning Mayhem each week, presented by Bath Fitters. Get the tub or shower you deserve with no gimmicks, just real savings. Check them out at bathfitterlittlerock.com.
This is Sports Center.
Yesterday in the World Cup, France easily advanced past Morocco and got into the semifinals. The French won 2-0 behind goals from Ousmane Dembélé and Kylian Mbappe, who is now tied for the goal-scoring lead in the tournament. France await the winner of today's match between Spain and Belgium at 2 o'clock on Fox. The other quarterfinal matches are tomorrow, with Norway facing England at 4 and Argentina taking on Switzerland at 8. Yesterday was also the start of the NBA Summer League in Vegas, and Darius Acuff Jr. helped the Sacramento Kings to a win over the LA Clippers. He was 6 of 20 from the field with 19 points and 7 assists. The Summer League also saw a matchup between the top 2 picks in the NBA draft, with number 1 pick A.J. Debance scoring 27 points and leading the Washington Wizards to a win over Darren Peterson, the 2nd pick, with the Utah Jazz. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
Hey, it's David Basil from my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
It's the Hustler Summer Sizzler happening now at Cabot Outdoors. Save big this summer with up to $2,000 off select Hustler zero-turn mowers. Grab the X-Ride 60-inch and save $2,000. Enjoy 0% financing for 42 months with approved credit. Payments as low as $330 a month. And don't miss Hustler Raptor deals. Get $250 off or score a free DeWalt tool. Sale ends July 31st. Cabot Outdoors, your source for Hustler and DeWalt equipment. Get mowing today. Online at CabotOutdoors.com.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
Hi, I'm Hunter Bell. When you think about buying a car, we want you to think Bell Chevrolet. Not just because we want your business, but because we want to be on your side. That's what buying a car should look like. Simple, stress-free, knowing you have someone in your corner. We have something for every budget, new or pre-owned. I keep telling y'all it's better at Bell. Now it's time to come find out for yourself. Come see us on Chenal Parkway or shop at bellchevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and GenWealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. Bet Saracen is as close as your cell phone. Just go to the App Store and download Bet Saracen or go to betsaracen.com. NFL, college football, NBA, also college basketball, boxing, MMA, soccer, hockey, any sport, any line, anytime. You can find it all at Bet Saracen. If you want to follow the odds, favorites, and underdogs, Bet Saracen is where you want to be. Prop bets, futures, today's events, upcoming games, in-game, whatever your sports betting needs are, Bet Saracen has you covered. No strings attached for new players at Bet Saracen. Check out all the details on the Bet Saracen app. For the most accurate and up-to-date sports wagering info, you need to be on the Bet Saracen app. Just go to the App Store and download Bet Saracen or go to betsaracen.com.
What up, y'all? Yeah, soundtrack, what's poppin', baby? Y'all ain't know.
Spain's scoreless drought in the World Cup quarterfinals is over. They just scored. It was the first time in 16 years Spain has scored in the quarters, and they won it that year. Got a shot on goal, and the Belgium goalkeeper couldn't catch it. He just kind of blocked it, even though he got both hands on it. Bounced off his hands right to a Spaniard, and he deposited it in the goal in the back of the net. I played a little goalie like 40 years ago. You got to catch the ball. I mean, this is another case. It wasn't that hard hit. Just catch it. Instead, he blocks it, and it goes right back to the Spaniard, and he scores.
How cool is that, though? They just switched to, I think that was a referee camera.
Yeah.
A guy on the field. That really makes you realize how absolutely massive those soccer fields are. Those things are massive.
Real quick, the Sports Center next. Final 2026 men's basketball recruiting class rankings are out. Jeff Brazzillo and Paul Biancardi do these. Arkansas is number 1 in the 26 recruiting class rankings. The final, although there's still things to be decided, like Davion Thompson, like Caleb O. Are they coming? But as of right now, Arkansas in the final rankings, number 1. Let's bring in Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. He joins us on Fridays. What's up, Neil? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to stay inside during the middle of the day to try to beat this heat, but it's nice having this World Cup on so I can occupy my time in between work tasks.
What's your setup look like in the office? I mean, how many computer monitors, TVs? What do you got there in the office in front of you?
I've got one of those big monitors where you can put multiple screens on it. I can put up to, I think, 8 screens on this one monitor. Now, they're small. I usually keep it on 1 or 2. Then I've got another feed where I can put it on like a 27-inch. But now that we're finishing off the resort, we were. A lot of us were in kind of temporary offices, all scattered through the resort. So I'm thinking I might move. The surveillance room moved over into the new complex, and they had a whole bunch of TVs on the wall, and I'm just kind of working where I can maybe go in there and take over that area. But yeah, about 4 or 5 screens is what I kind of keep on at any time. But some of that's the bet ticker, because it's kind of like a stock ticker. If you see the bets all doing, and it tells me red and green on bet rejects, and if you see a huge amount of rejections and things like that, that kind of raises your eyebrow. But we got several people that monitor. There's so many systems involved and data feeds that it gets kind of complicated. But for the most part, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, and being in sportsbook, I don't get in trouble for watching sports while I'm at work.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm not in sports betting, but I am in the same boat. Are you watching this right now with Belgium, Spain about to get a little penalty kick or free kick? This Belgian guy's just laying on the ground behind. Why is he laying there? What's the point? I don't understand that.
Because it's a play in the past where everybody jumps up trying to get the ball.
Yeah.
And then the player knows that they do that, so they'll kick it under him to go into the go. So he is there to block it if they go under him, if they all jump up trying to tip it.
Look at Neil Atkinson, the soccer guy. All right. That's great.
Well, I've got a really good friend that's a Brazilian, and they have greatly increased my soccer knowledge and World Cup knowledge during this particular event. 4 years ago, it was in Qatar. It wasn't as big because of the times and all that. But heck, for how much volume that we've done on this thing, and it's almost. Got real close to beating Major League Baseball a couple of times. Not quite. We're still Americans. We're still going to bet our baseball, but yeah, this soccer thing's been incredible. One thing I've noticed about these soccer matches, there's no chubby players on the field like there is in other sports because they're running for 90 minutes, and it takes athleticism. Now, I know we like high-scoring, games and things of that nature, but yeah, it's all well-built people, especially at this level on the field, and they're tremendous athletes.
I wish I had some intelligent soccer friends that could help me out like you. Unfortunately, none of my friends are very smart when it comes to soccer, or period. You could argue. And I just saw something else I guess I've never seen. One of the Spanish guys was kind of chasing after a ball that he was dribbling and ran into the referee. And the referee was like, my fault. And he stopped play because it was going to be a turnover. But he was like, that's my fault. Yep. My fault. Sorry. Here. We'll start up right here. Y'all take possession. That happens in the NFL, NBA all the time. It's play on, Sorry. Yeah, I'm part of the field. I'm part of it.
That's the thing I learned from a Brazilian friend is that whenever you see the play going on and the ref gets in the way, that infuriates soccer fans the most, especially if they're in the way of their team.
Yes.
Because it can affect it. So, but yeah, that's one of the things I've seen them get them mad about is when the referee gets in between a play and something like that. But right now with this elimination stage, they're playing for their countries. their country's honor and all of that. And so it gets really, really intense because they're only 2 games away from getting into the finals. So it's win or go home, and they get pretty passionate about it. And for any soccer team, nations team, to make it this far, they got to be good.
All right, explain this promo for me. The net gains. What is that? What are you talking about?
All right,
clean sheets.
Well,
bet $20 on clean sheets. What I got to go change the sheets of my bed? What's going on here? I don't understand.
No, and if you follow this net gains promotion, we've done it on all of the different soccer bets. But all we're trying to do is just introduce people to the different types of bets because, hey, soccer's boring. They only score 1 goal, or it's a 0-0 draw. So there are so many different bets that you can make, and in the soccer in play. And we've done a bunch of them, like corner kicks and things of that nature. But net gains is on this one is a clean sheet. That means you hold the other team scoreless.
Oh.
Now, you can't do an own goal or anything like that, but you're just holding the other team scoreless is what you're doing.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it's a little bit easier. People like to bet it because the market that's kind of correlated with it is the exact score market. And basically what you're doing is just saying, hey, I don't care what my team scores. I just care about that one team is held to 0. So that's all that is. And look, that's why we did. If you bet $20, you're going to get a $10 free bet.
Gotcha.
So, once it's set, win or lose, and it's just to introduce you to the bet and to have you a little bit of risk and to introduce you to the different types of bets you can do.
Well, Neil, I mean, not to throw us too off here, but speaking of the different kind of bets, we've got a heck of a UFC co-main event going on tomorrow with Conor McGregor and Max Holloway going down. Do you think it's a pretty good bet to throw one on McGregor to knock out Max?
Well, I'm going to talk about analytics and whatnot. Holloway opened up at minus 500 when this bet first came out, a couple ago. As a bookmaker, I can't stand that Holloway. I think I haven't looked at it here in a minute or two. Yesterday, Holloway was only minus 210. That's how much they moved it, because what people do is they belt the household name Conor McGregor. But here's looking at this and the analysis that I did on it, McGregor's 37 and hasn't fought in 5 years. His last fight ended by a doctor stoppage, being seconds away from a TKO. And if you look at Holloway, he's 34 and still performing. Holloway's high volume and cardio will be overwhelming. This is where if McGregor's going to win, he's going to have to do it in the first round. And of course, he's got a puncher's chance in round 1, but if this thing goes to round 2 and 3, that's going to really, really tilt into Max Holloway's round. So this one may be a good one. I got a feeling the smart money's going to move this line before it goes off a little bit, but tomorrow I'm not always that good at multitasking. I don't recall it seeing any change, but I'll have it up here in just 1 second.
I got it up right now. Yeah. Max Holloway's minus 220, Conor McGregor's plus 190.
What a shift from the minus 500.
Yeah, and that was a couple of months ago when it opened. And look, what it is the recreational players are betting the name they know, Conor McGregor. He's the underdog, so they want to see him win, and he's quite the character. But on paper, now go back to the fight they had in June, at the White House. My analysis kind of said the same, and we saw how that one turned out. So it was completely wrong, but I think this one right here, all the recreational money is going to be on McGregor, and I think the smart money is going to move to Holloway, and then being able to get him at minus 220 is a little bit of a gift. But hey, bet it. We didn't want you to bet it. We wouldn't have a line out there for it. So that's just me and my opinion and my analytics. Of course, if these things turned out like the projections say or simulations say, it wouldn't be any fun watching or betting.
Well, how could anybody discredit you about the Gaethje-Topuria fight whenever Gaethje's just a wild card fighter in general. Whenever he's good, he's really good, and whenever he's bad, he looks really bad. I mean, and he just happened to step up, look great against Ilya, and the fighting styles kind of meshed in such a way where Gaethje just caught him a couple times. I mean, that just happens sometimes in a fight.
Yeah, and at least here at Arkansas, the betting public was on Gaethje, and I think a lot had to do with hey, let's bet on the American and not the, I think that had a little bit to do with it. But no, we had over 60% on him.
Totally
I think I forget how. Yeah, he was getting plus. I forget what he was getting. He was a big underdog, so we paid out. That's one of the biggest fight payouts that we've paid out because people were on him, and it was cool. And it went 4 rounds.
I'm gonna give credit to our listeners, Neil, because our guy Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com, comes on every Friday, and he told our audience to go with Gaethje, and he nailed it.
Wow,
And
good for
hopefully
him.
it was a lot of our listeners taking advantage of some good advice. By the way, Brian will be with us here in about 45 minutes with some of his picks. So,
hey.
Oh my goodness! Don't listen to him this week off this one. Maybe he counters what I said, and we could confuse everybody. But I got a feeling he might say something the same. He's pretty sharp on that stuff. I listen to him too, and I like. Sometimes when I'm listening to him, I'll bring up the bet ticker to see if I see a splurge on some of the calls that he makes, and it's just kind of fun and entertaining to see how people react.
by the way, Belgium just evened things up. They got the tying score, 1 apiece, and it was the Belgium player who was giving the Americans fits the other night. He just got a header in to tie this thing up at 1. So pretty good game going on right now. Good match, I should say, going on right now between Belgium and Spain.
Just about hitting that halfway point, too. They're at the 43.5-minute mark now.
All right, you've got also Wimbledon going on, and you've got a no-sweat bet over there.
Oh, yeah, and now that the finals are set today, I mean, what can you argue with? I guess they seeded it right because Sinner and Zverev, I think, were 1 and 2 in this. I hated seeing Coco Gauff going out because
for
some reason a lot of people like to follow her for some odd reason. I have never understood it why. I'm being facetious there, you know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hated seeing her go out, and the way she went out was kind of tough, being that close and just that one error that was tough. But yeah, we've got that all set up, and we got that 50% no sweat bet on the straight bet on the match winner. So hey, you can't beat that. So that's the easy one that you should. First thing you do when you log into our app or any app for that matter is check that promo page, opt in if you have to. That way you take advantage and it gets a little bit of the edge back on the sports books and the juice.
I should have mentioned it while we were talking about the McGregor fight. You got the return of the Mac, a 50% profit boost. You got to take advantage of that also on the promotions page.
Absolutely. And we got no sweat bet on Major League Baseball parlays. Hey, don't forget we got the draft, and we got 2 Arkansas players on the board. Ryder Helfrich, he was over and under 14.5.
Yeah.
He's moved to over and under 13.5 now. So he's
wow.
It's moved just a little bit. And then Hunter Dietz is over and under 24.5 on his selection. And then the next one on that may go on the board, he's not expected to go into the second or the third round, is Gabe Gecko and then Camden Kozul. But we don't have lines on them because once it gets past that first and part of that second round, it kind of really drops off because, I mean, they're drafting high school players and things of that nature.
Awesome stuff, Neil. I hope you have a great weekend. I enjoyed our conversation today. Thank you so much.
I'm going to have to miss next week because I'm going on a true vacation. And if you're in the sports betting business, the All-Star Week is always the best week to take. That is the slowest sporting week of the year. And so I'll be off next week, but we'll join the week after that. Okay. And look, we'll be talking football.
Yeah.
We'll be talking football big time. All week one of NFL is out too now, by the way, too.
Awesome. Have a great trip. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Take care, everybody.
Neil Atkinson, Bet Saracen. We'll take a break. When we come back, we have an open segment. If you'd like to jump in here, 661-1037. We'll take a phone call or two, and I'll check the Middleton Heat and Air text line. This is Out of Bounds.
Join the fun at Arkansas's largest indoor pickleball tournament July 13th through August 2nd in the Hot Springs Convention Center. It's not too late for you to enter. Entry deadline for the Spa City Classic has been extended to Sunday. Go to pickleballtournaments.com to enter.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hawks Homes in Bryant and Conway has homes as small as 1 bedroom all the way up to 5 bedrooms. They have several lot models at both locations that you can save thousands on. They even have a 5-bedroom home that's only $55 per square feet. Don't have land? No problem. They can help you finance the land, home, and all improvements all in one package. To view their homes online, go to hawkshomes.net.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-330-6363. That's 800-330-6363. 800-330-6363.
This is Justin Acree. If shoulder or elbow pain is affecting your daily life, the fellowship-trained physicians at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health are here to help. They offer advanced care for injuries, arthritis, rotator cuff problems, and more, helping you feel better, move better, and get back to everyday life. Call 501-686-TOSH today to schedule your appointment. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Edwards Food Giant presents Razorback basketball color analyst and Drop Time Sports co-host Rick Schaefer on Morning Mayhem. Rick joins the guys each week to talk Razorback sports and whatever else might come to mind. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, the meat people.
It's beautiful, it's bittersweet, you're like a broken home to me.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Westmore Joe Franklin is off this week. The end of his vacation. Ethan Riggs hanging out with us today. Spain and Belgium heading into the locker room tied at 1. We'll wrap up our second hour with the Middleton Heat and Air text line. See here. 870 says, I supported T. Will, but why a linebacker like Wyatt Simmons couldn't get on the field who can tackle? I like speed, but only if you can make the tackle. This isn't touch. This team has nothing to do with last year. This team could make some people exposed to how much or how little they know. The more I hear, the more I think this will happen. And shocker, I take the Hogs as a shocker this season. And no, you didn't think it will happen. You need to man up and try not to spin it. Well, I will say this. It would be a shocker if they, go from 2 to 6 to 7, 8 wins. And I think you can't spin it on how much you know or how little you know when you say, I don't know enough about this team. When you have 40 new transfers and you have a new quarterback, a new coach, new offensive scheme, new defensive scheme, it's hard to predict. Now, if you want to go out on a limb and say they're going to be a shocker, I can buy that because I saw Phil Steele. He had a thing out. And Phil Steele will be joining us at some point. I'm trying to set that up. He comes on every year with us. But he has a part in his book where he talks about win discrepancy. Teams that basically won more games than they were supposed to when you look at the analytics, and teams that lost more than they should have, according to the analytics. And Arkansas was like, it was like they should have won 2.4 more games than they did last year. We all know that. We've said that over and over. They should have won more games last year, but it was turnovers. It was just careless things and just folding down the stretch. So according to these analytics, Arkansas should have been better last year. Now, that doesn't have anything to do with this year because it's a new team, but when you're setting the bar at 2-10 because of last year's record, it should have been a higher bar. It should have been 5-7 or 6-6. And we've talked about the one-score games, and if they had won all of them, it could have been a whole different season. But if Pittman would have been let go and the new coaching staff would have come in and they'd have gone 6-6 last year, the bar would be a little higher. The thinking of what they could do this year would be a little higher. So I understand what you're saying and predicting this could be a shocking season.
Well, and hey, I mean, if it was truly a culture problem, why would we have a defensive stalwart coming back in Quincy Rhodes? Why wouldn't he transfer? He chose to stay.
Loves Arkansas.
479
writes in and says, do you think Silverfield will have at least 30% of his offense installed? Yes. Yes. And
I would hope.
First of all, it's Cramsey's offense. That's his OC. Silverfield does a lot with the offensive line. That's his background. He's in there a lot, and we've had players tell us that, and even people who've been up there. He spends a lot of time with the offensive line. But, yes, I do think Cramsey has more than 30% of the offense already in, and then you throw in what they're doing right now in the summer, and then all the August practices. Yeah, offensively, they're going to be fine. I'm not worried about that at all. That's true what your guest host said about the offense doing better than the defense, but that might not be due to getting the funds for defensive players and Petrino having too much say in the overall game plan.
See, that's. Do you think that could have led to conflict there with Coach Williams and
no doubt
and Petrino? I mean, there's no question that if coaches are blowing up like that, there's larger issues that are not being discussed. But at the same time, you know, Petrino, when he was doing the offensive coordinator role, not when he was with us, but whichever. Wes, I'm blanking. Whichever A&M. Whenever he was with them, I remember a quote he gave when he was questioned about something that Jimbo Fisher had decided on. And Petrino simply said, "It's not my place to talk about that."
He was not given the reins at A&M like he was at Arkansas.
That's the thing. He came in here. We gave him the power to where he felt like he could do stuff like that. And clearly the team was divided, and even more so after Coach Pittman left.
501 says, what about the Scottish Open, Wes? Come on. Woo Pig Suey. Well, I'll tell you, the Scottish Open round 2 is already complete. And Jordan Smith is in a log jam at first place with Rory McIlroy and Tom Kim. They're all at 9 under par. And then you got Matthew Fitzpatrick at 8 under. Several guys, including Robert McIntyre at 7. Chris Gotterup's at 7 under. I always like watching this event and keeping an eye on it because you get a feel of who's playing well right before they go to the Open Championship next week. And we will have our Open Championship. Draw some golfers for you next week. Probably start that on Monday. If I do my homework and come prepared Monday, I will have the golfers cut up and we will start drawing golfers because next week could be busy because we're planning on going to the Big Miller Media Days, high school football media days next week. It's 4 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to get with Joe and figure out how many days he wants to go to. I'm fine going all 4 days and just setting up shop and talking high school football along with everything else. But gets me out of the studio, and I love talking with the high school coaches and some of these kids that they bring along. So I will try. Not promise you anything because when I leave here, the weekend starts, but hopefully it's a pretty slow weekend. I'll have time to cut up some golfers and be ready Monday.
The funny thing is this is supposed to be like a downtime of the year for sports too, and even still, during the slowest time of the year for sports, you guys are still bouncing around doing all sorts of stuff.
Got to keep it going.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, what's trending? We'll keep that pretty quick. Talk a little MMA here from Conor McGregor. Okay. Brian Edwards at 3:30. And we'll have some open time for you. More from the Middleton Heat and Air live fan feedback, and we'll take some more calls in hour number 3. Glad you're with us. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Camping season is here, and Razorback Camper Sales in Hot Springs is liquidating all 2026 year model travel trailers and fifth wheels. If you've been thinking about a new trailer, now is the time to buy. One of the many great deals is a 20-foot Salem with bunk beds, power awning, plywood floor, and much more for only $14,990 or $150 a month. Hurry while the selection is good. All these great deals can be seen at RazorbackCamperSales.com.
Stop paying retail. Summer savings on now at Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse in Cabot. Contractors, builders, and DIYers, this is your paradise. And yes, they're open to the public. Unbelievable pricing on all kinds of flooring, butcher block countertops, gorgeous shower and backsplash tile, discount shingles, ceiling fans, faucets, and more. The hottest savings of the summer. 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot. Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse where you save big every single day. Build better naturally.
Edwards Food Giant presents Razorback basketball color analyst and Drive Time Sports co-host Rick Schaefer on Morning Mayhem. Rick joins the guys each week to talk Razorback sports and whatever else might come to mind. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, the meat people.
More fun and games than an amusement park arcade. 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ, Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Police around the state are cracking down on speeding starting today. Arkansas State Police say it's part of a national campaign called Speeding Slows You Down. There's going to be more patrols on the roadways to discourage drivers from going above the speed limit. ASP says it's an effort to prevent deadly crashes. Nearly 140 of the more than 600 traffic deaths in Arkansas in 2024 were speeding related. This campaign goes through the end of July. And Arkansans who plan to hike, paddle, or bike some of the state's wildlife management areas will need a new permit. Those with hunting or fishing license are fine, but people without them will now be required to get a wildlife management area and lake conservations permit. The permit is $10.50. You can learn more on the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission's website. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
With KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Hot and humid weather continues today with high temperatures making it into the upper 90s. Feels like temperatures will be in the triple digits. We do have a heat advisory in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. Scattered shower and thunderstorm chances back in the forecast this weekend. It won't be a washout, but you'll need that umbrella off and on. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
It's the Hustler Summer Sizzler happening now at Cabot Outdoors. Save big this summer with up to $2,000 off select Hustler zero-turn mowers. Grab the X-Ride 60-inch and save $2,000. Enjoy 0% financing for 42 months with approved credit. Payments as low as $330 a month. And don't miss Hustler Raptor deals. Get $250 off or score a free DeWalt tool. Sale ends July 31st. Cabot Outdoors, your source for Hustler and DeWalt equipment. Get mowing today. Online at CabotOutdoors.com.
I'm Alan LeVar. For 25 years, my team and I have helped injury victims across Arkansas. This is our home. We don't work for insurance companies. We work for you. Car crash, truck wreck, motorcycle collision. We know how to win. And if you can't come to us, we'll come to you. Your consultation is always free and confidential. Hurt in the car? Call LeVar. Arkansas strong for 25 years and ready when you need us. LeVar Law. Arkansas built, Arkansas trusted.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports, is now available right here in the state of Arkansas. And on the biggest soccer stage in the world this summer, FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports, is changing the soccer game with a feature built for soccer fans. Because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. It can happen at any moment. 1 minute they're on the pitch creating chances, and the next they're heading to the bench. Well, not anymore with FanDuel Super Sub. If your soccer player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. When your player leaves the match, your bet automatically continues on with a substitute player. So whether the action happens early, late, or deep into stoppage time, you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started now. FanDuel in partnership with Oakland Sports. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 plus and present in Arkansas. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We got the big deals at the Big Rock. The Big Rock.
I've been a little surprised by how far people will come just to visit us.
People will travel just to get the best deal.
We've got 15,000 off Ram HDs this month. Ram half-tons start at just $35,900, or you can get 0% financing.
And don't forget Wranglers. They have 0% financing and start at $35,000. Take the short, beautiful drive to Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton.
Or visit us online at chriscranecars.com.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over a decade ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, roll-off dumpsters, and street sweepers. Proud to be Arkansas's only authorized dealer for New Way refuse trucks and Timco street sweepers. Your authorized dealer for Galfab roll-off and hook lift trucks. You can get parts and service for all makes and models with technicians traveling the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
The Rock City Margarita and Great Arkansas Beer Festival presented by Oaklawn Hot Springs is back. It's going down July 18th from 5 to 8 at the State House Convention Center in downtown Little Rock. Your ticket includes a tasting cup and margarita samples from some of the best bars and restaurants in the city. Get your tickets now at 1037thebuzz.com. Sip, sample, and celebrate summer at the most refreshing event of the season. It's the Rock City Margarita and Great Arkansas Beer Festival, presented by Oaklawn Hot Springs and brought to you in part by Tito's Handmade Vodka.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Live from the True Service Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
But now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem. You just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes phone. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral.
What's trending in the world of sports is sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansas with great tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Well, we were talking about the return of the Mac with Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen a little bit earlier. Conor McGregor back in the ring taking on Max Holloway. Are you an MMA guy?
I'm a fan, but I was more casual, and then I actually was doing a little bit of kickboxing for a few months and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, so I sort of became a fan from doing it, if that makes sense. Just wanted to try it out. It was so much fun. But it does teach you about all the different styles. That's why I wanted to make the point whenever we opened the show about the different style that McGregor fights now. Because I'm serious, if you go back and watch that first fight from 13 years ago, then you see the one that's going to happen tomorrow, you're going to see two different Conor McGregors. It's nuts.
So should Max Holloway win, or is this a toss-up?
Well, Max is the favorite, but man, this could be Topuria and Gaethje all over again. I look, that's the great thing about these two guys, especially, is that they are both strikers first. This isn't a Khabib main event where the guy's going to get taken to the ground. You know, the guy's gonna shoot for the hips or shoot for a single leg or a double leg, try to take him off his feet and get him to the ground. I think this is going to be a slugfest, and I think that whoever wins, somebody's getting knocked out. But I might bet on Conor, man, because while obviously Max is the favorite, Conor sounds so hungry in these interviews. He has done so many press conferences. He's given us so much great audio.
He's talking the talk, and yesterday there was a lot of trash talk between the two.
Mm-hmm.
I feel your win victory is to win within 5 to 7 minutes.
Excuse me?
Tell me I've got the wrong assumption. I feel your way to win is within 5 to 7 minutes.
I can destroy Max inside 10 seconds. I have knockouts inside 3 seconds on my fighting record. I have Hall of Fame fighters, multiples, Hall of Fame UFC fighters, defeated and destroyed, both together in under a minute. And I can add Max to that. However, don't get it twisted. If we go into these deep waters, Max is going to be in a lot of trouble, badly concussed.
What happened the first time? What happened the first time?
What happened the first time?
Yeah.
You were left in a wheelchair. That's what happened the first time.
You shot.
Once you go back, you don't go back.
You said fights don't even count if you don't knock people out.
You left the arena in Boston. Wheelchair bound.
We are 0-0.
I wheelchair and pulled out of that octagon.
We are 0-0 to your line, brother.
Some good stuff. So he left in a wheelchair. He won, but he left in a wheelchair.
Yeah, dude, this is what I mean with the striking stuff. These guys get so much more beat up after hitting each other in the face rather than putting each other in chokeholds and stuff. I mean, these guys fight a style that is very destructive.
Brian Edwards just texted me, and he said, I've got some UFC picks for you guys.
I'm
we'll
excited.
definitely be picking his brain.
Well, that's true because, I mean, we are hyping up Conor McGregor and Max, but really, I mean, the co-main event with Patty and I am blanking on the guy's name right now, but it is a true co-main event. There are two really great fights.
How do I watch if I decide? And it's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, but the cards always start early. You could watch it, I think, right after dinner time, and you'll start to see the prelims.
And it's like on ESPN Plus?
It's actually Paramount Plus now, because so they used to be with ESPN Plus, and so the people who own UFC, they basically swapped WWE now. So that's why sometimes you'll see like the first hour of WrestleMania, the first hour of a lot of their big shows are now on ESPN because that was the trade-off. So UFC goes where WWE used to be, and WWE is now with ESPN Plus. It's really fascinating.
You got me a little excited. I may turn it on. Here's Conor and Max going at it some more.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. I see he got 2 belts. I guess he's fighting for belts come Saturday night, so I can't wait to take those pretty belts off his hands.
You didn't lay a glove on me last time. You're not going to lay a glove on me this time. This is a different animal coming back. I've got a lot to prove here. And who am I proving it to? To myself. So you're up against it.
I touched your face quite a lot last time. And even the high, if we're talking about drops, I dropped your ass with a high kick.
Let's go back to more Conor McGregor. He is confident.
Conor, what do you make of Max offering you a rematch in December after he says he knocked you out on Saturday?
I find it disrespectful. I find it shows he is here for the economics of it. He must not realize the danger he is in. I forecast Holloway's retirement on Saturday night, not a trilogy for cash.
And Max, what is your prediction for how you finish Conor on Saturday night?
I hope he knows how to swim. I'm drowning in his.
Not a chance do you stand. Not one chance do you stand.
Keep telling yourself that, brother.
Not one chance.
Keep telling yourself. We get to find out Saturday night, so that's the beautiful thing.
They're doing a great job of promoting it. The more I hear, the more I'm like, this could be really fun.
What McGregor was to the 2010s was what Mike Tyson was to the 90s. I mean, that really is the comparison right there. For what I always hear about the greatness of boxing. Mike Tyson, unfortunately, when I was a teenager, boxing just wasn't as big. Of course, McGregor chose to fight Mayweather in that one-off because he was going to make so much money off that one fight as a boxer that it would pay him what he would make in 5 MMA fights. But also, that's affecting his fight tomorrow. He is really confident, but at the same time, we can't dismiss what Neil was saying as well about the 5 years off, coming back after the near TKO. It was really a stoppage, I think, is what it was ruled. But, I mean, getting your leg broken like that's such a hard thing mentally to come back from. It's exciting to hear him talk this way, but stylistically, I expect to see less kicks from McGregor. He's probably going to be jumping around a lot. I expect him to be more nervous. Again, 5 years without feeling that kind of spotlight on you.
Tell you, Joe Rogan, I saw a tweet from him. He was like a little skeptical about this, but after seeing Conor McGregor, he's like, man, this guy is training like a madman. And
yeah,
that's what Conor McGregor said about his training.
You're 100% right.
In this camp than I've ever knocked out. There's a lot of stylistic similarities to, people have a lot, Max is a kickboxing kind of guy. It's not hard to find a stylistic match for Max, and I've had some great training partners and some tough fights behind the scenes. I've been very secretive about my training. I've not unloaded clips of anything, but again, I'll give you this. I've knocked out more people in this camp than I've ever knocked out. So, and you might think, oh, it's a bit nasty. This is the game. And you've got to be that nasty. If you're not that nasty, well, then you're not double champion worthy. And that's what it is. I'm well prepared. Who he has brought in, I don't care. He can bring him in the octagon if he wants.
You can see why his confidence is so high, even higher than it is normally. He was also asked about, I guess, is this another fight with Ilia Topuria?
Topuria, yes, sir. Well, it's Topuria, I think, is what he would say. He's French, I believe, is what he.
And he's on the card also?
No, he's not. He's not going to be fighting on the card. But I think people are starting to suspect who Conor would fight next because the current contract right now is McGregor has this fight and then he still has one more fight after this. So if he wins, okay, he beat a top guy. Does he go challenge for a championship? That's what people are starting to question, I think. But Ilya's way too beat up after that Gaethje fight. I mean, his for a match to stop in between the rounds the way that fight did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine you're sitting there and your coach is like, "I'm going to throw in the towel for you."
You're done.
You're done.
Here's Conor on Ilya.
Ilia Topuria, he's going through a very tough loss. He's somebody that your name comes out of his mouth. His name has come out of your mouth. What'd you feel for Ilia when he went down and gave over that belt in such dramatic fashion?
He got his face broken. It's a tough business. It is what it is. If I spoke his name, I don't speak his name. He speaks my stuff. He quotes me, and as it says, I find it amusing. It's a sign of I inspired people. I motivated people. I'm happy with that. He got busted up bad in his last fight. All the best. I don't know. It is what it is. Let's see how he comes back. There you go.
We got some more. We heard about a prediction for this Holloway fight from Conor McGregor. He goes more into depth.
What's Mystic Mac's prediction for this fight? Destruction. I'm going to destroy Max. I'm going to eliminate Max. The final opponent of mine, still within the UFC ranks. All of my other opponents are gone. Max is the last one left. And on Saturday night, he gets eliminated for good. Max says he's the best boxer in the UFC. Do you believe he's the best boxer in the UFC? I think his boxing is abysmal. I don't rate it once. He has one gear, and it's not impressive. Very rarely have we seen magic inside the octagon from Max Holloway. Little evil Holloway. Saturday night he gets destroyed.
That's awesome.
He knows how to play it, and he was playing it real. He played it up real well with some of the fans and doing a little singing.
The boys are in town, I believe. The Gallaghers are in town, so I like the Oasis lads, yeah?
Go ahead.
You're my Wonderwall. I said, maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall. You're me, Gallagher, you're Nally, you're the brothers. And I'm sorry for that rendition.
Yeah, if the fight is half as entertaining as he was.
Oh, dude, there hasn't been this much heat since WrestleMania Stone Cold versus The Rock like 25 years ago.
Some other things that are trending. I was talking about golf a little earlier in the Scottish Open. I was checking on the seniors. Of course, we have the big seniors event here in Little Rock coming at the end of October. They're playing this week at Firestone Country Club. Darren Clark is at 5 under par. Jerry Kelly is tied with the lead at 7 under par with Cameron Percy. They are in a weather delay right now. Actually, they just started back up. But what grabbed my attention was Tag Ridings, who was on the show not too long ago. He's having a good day on the course, 3 under par for the day, 3 under for the tournament. He is just 4 shots out of the lead, playing his number 8 and number 9. He started on the backside. And so Tag Ridings with a nice little run. John Daly shot 3 over today. He's 4 over for the tournament. Ken Duke was even par for the tournament or for the day. He is also 4 over with John Daly tied for 51st place. So a little update on the seniors tournament that's going on right now. And also this weekend, you have the Major League Baseball draft. It gets started tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, so noon our time, and you can watch picks 1 through 10 on NBC and Peacock. So the first 10 picks, which are scheduled to go from noon to 1:30 on NBC and Peacock, and we might get a Ryder Helfrich. We've seen him anywhere as high as 7, 9 has been a popular spot, in as low as I think 15, which is interesting that Neil said that the number for the over-under number for Ryder Helfrich had actually gone down. I think he said 13.5. But we'll see if Ryder goes with the first 10 picks. After that, picks 11 through 40, which would complete the first round, will be on MLB.com or the Major League Baseball Network, MLB Network. And then picks 41 through 135 on Saturday will go, that's well into Saturday night, 3:30 to 6:45 East or our time. That will be on MLB.com. Sunday, round 5 through 20, the rest of the draft will be on MLB.com. And Sunday, they get started at 10:30 in the morning and go until about 6:30 at night.
Great for them, though, securing a deal with NBC to at least get the top 10 names out there. I mean, that's a step in the right direction. Don't you see it with MLB? They make so many great decisions. We've seen it now with the ABS system, the challenge system where you touch your cap. It's improved the game so much. They introduced the pitch clock a few years ago. It's part of what's made baseball so much fun to bet on again.
It's a start for them because the Major League Baseball draft is the worst draft of the of all sports. Well, they've got to do something to spruce it up and make it a little bit more exciting.
I almost wonder if that's a little inherent just because of the minor league system, Like, don't you think that's, because think about it. We have a number 3 pick. We're talking baseball. The Travs have Cade Anderson, who played for LSU, was the number 3 overall pick. He's in our backyard.
Yeah, when you get the football draft, you get the basketball draft.
Sure.
You're a fan of that team or those guys. They're going to be playing in the league most likely next year.
Exactly.
Major League Baseball, these guys get drafted, and this might be the last time you hear their name for 4 or 5 years until they finally make it to the major leagues. Yes, that's a big issue.
Even Julio Rodriguez, who is arguably the Mariners' best player right now, defensively, offensively, if you look at it as a whole, he might not have the best bat. Cal Riley might have the claim to fame for that. But, I was talking with the Travs announcer, Stephen Davis. I know he's a guest here on the show occasionally. And he was telling me that when Julio was playing for the Travs, he also went and competed in the Olympics for the Dominican Republic.
I remember interviewing him right before he left, or maybe it was right when he got back about the experience.
He comes back with a bronze medal. He's biting it, making sure it's real on the team bus. I mean, the baseball journey is just unique. No NBA guy will ever have to deal with leaving mid-season for the Olympics. Now, granted, this was during the time of COVID. That was the scheduling was weird all around during that time. But I think that's just part of it, man, is that even a guy like Julio Rodriguez, it's like, well, unfortunately on the national landscape, people would know him for the Olympics. Maybe
Paul
more so.
Skeens is kind of the outlier. For the most part, it is a journey after being drafted in college that you've already played for 3 years out of high school. It's still a journey just to get to the big leagues. Now, if you go straight out of high school, it's an even longer journey most of the time. There are always examples of high school kids getting drafted and being called up when they're 19, 20 years old after a couple of years only in the minor leagues. But that's far and few between.
Skeens is a great example, though, because he almost reinforces why MLB teams have done this and had this system for so long, because he's actually a guy you wouldn't mind betting against. If he's starting for the Pirates, you might want to bet the over on runs, because this guy, I don't have the statistics in front of me, but I know he is having a real slump of a season after having a pretty good start.
A couple of good nuggets from Matt Jones of WholeHogSports.com, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, and he joins us a lot on the show. But Arkansas had never had a catcher drafted in the first round. That will end. I think you can say pretty confidently that will end this year. And it's been nearly a decade since a college baseball program had first-round pitchers in 3 consecutive drafts. And Arkansas could become the latest with Hunter Dietz this year. Following up the last 2 drafts. So Arkansas baseball has a chance to make history on a couple of fronts this weekend.
Hey, no question on that. And having a great catcher always helps if you're the pitcher.
They had a great catcher, and it was a year for great catchers in college baseball, that's for sure. You're going to see a lot of catchers taken in the first 15 picks. We'll take a break. When we come back, Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com, will join us. We'll get his thoughts on college football and this weekend's card in the MMA. Watching a little shot on the goal. Goalkeeper got a piece of it. Belgium and Spain still tied in the 63rd minute. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Fence Brokers presents Razorback Graffiti every Monday with Morning Mayhem. One sentence to let the guys know how you feel about the Razorbacks. From Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
This is SportsCenter.
Yesterday in the World Cup, France easily advanced past Morocco and got into the semifinals. The French won 2-0 behind goals from Ousmane Dembélé and Kylian Mbappe, who is now tied for the goal-scoring lead in the tournament. France await the winner of today's match between Spain and Belgium at 2 o'clock on Fox. The other quarterfinal matches are tomorrow, with Norway facing England at 4 and Argentina taking on Switzerland at 8. Yesterday was also the start of the NBA Summer League in Vegas, and Darius Acuff Jr. helped the Sacramento Kings to a win over the LA Clippers. He was 6 of 20 from the field with 19 points and 7 assists. The Summer League also saw a matchup between the top 2 picks in the NBA draft, with number 1 pick AJ Debance scoring 27 points and leading the Washington Wizards to a win over Darren Peterson, the 2nd pick, with the Utah Jazz. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
Tune into The Zone each week when Susan Urban Proud shares her keys to the weekend music events calendar. Brought to you by Willie D's and Big Red Dog Productions. Big Red Dog Productions is your gateway to music excellence in Central Arkansas and beyond. Visit entertainersguide.com to see the weekly calendar and submit your shows.
U.S. Truck Accessories, your number 1 Central Arkansas source for truck accessories, specializing in camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, trailer hitches, steps, grill guards, bumpers, lift kits, and much more. With professional installation on all products they offer. Locations in Conway and Searcy. U.S. Truck Accessories offers their customers twice the service. Locally owned and operated by a military veteran since 2002. Visit in-store, online. U.S. Truck Accessories. Work hard, hard, play hard. It's the Hustler Summer Sizzler happening now at Cabot Outdoors. Save big this summer with up to $2,000 off select Hustler zero-turn mowers. Grab the X-Ride 60-inch and save $2,000. Enjoy 0% financing for 42 months with approved credit. Payments as low as $330 a month. And don't miss Hustler Raptor deals. Get $250 off or score a free DeWalt tool. Sale ends July 31st. Cabot Outdoors, your source for Hustler and DeWalt equipment. Get mowing today. Online at CabotOutdoors.com.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the Southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
The Honda Ride Red and Save Green sales event is happening at Honda Russellville. Get more done with a Pioneer 700 or 1000 side-by-side. Swing a leg over a dependable 4Trax Rancher ATV. Take your crew in a 4-seat Pioneer 704 or 5-seat Pioneer 1005. Bonus bucks on select models plus low-rate financing for qualified buyers. Visit HondaRussellville.com.
For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear your seatbelt and close the side nets and doors when operating a side-by-side. Honda side-by-sides and ATVs are for riders 16 and older.
Flip mode. 9-7. Bust a bus. Hot sh. Check it out. Hit you with no delaying to what you saying, yo. Silly with your ice, grilly with the dilly, yo. When I be on the mic.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore. Glad you're with us. Keeping an eye on the Spain and Belgium game, the quarterfinals of the World Cup. The Belgium goalie just had to walk off, get a little treatment. I think they're in a water break. So, but he was in a little pain. Have to keep an eye and see if he can come back in the game. Let's bring in Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. He joined us on Out of Bounds. What's up, Brian? How are you?
Doing great, Wes. On the interstate, driving to Tallahassee, but doing well.
What's going on in Tallahassee?
Oh, man, a friend of mine's mother passed away, so they're having a little celebration of life tonight at 6:30.
Hate to hear that. Pass along our thoughts and prayers. Be careful on your drive. Let's talk a little MMA. We've been talking, and we just played a lot of clips from Conor McGregor, the ever entertaining Conor McGregor, and Max Holloway. A little trash talk going back and forth. That's really where I want to start. We were talking with Bet Saracen's Neil Atkinson a little earlier, and he was telling us, months ago when this line came out, it was totally different with Holloway favorite. It was like minus 500, and now it's Holloway at minus 220, Conor McGregor at plus 190.
And if you like Holloway, I think you just stay patient. I think more money, I think more money is going to come in on McGregor. This is like McGregor definitely looks like he's in good shape. Like I wasn't even sure if he was going to make weight. He easily made weight with a half pound to spare. He looks fantastic. But let's not forget, man, this guy's been partying hard for 5 years. Now he's apparently, given up the booze, and he's even given up sex here the last 3 months in this training camp. So he's looking good, but I really don't think he's got I think he's going to be very dangerous in round one. He can definitely win the fight in round one. But after that, I think he's going to gas. So we'll see. So this is how I'm going to bet it, Wes. I'm going to do 2 units on Max Holloway to win by KO or TKO. And at last look, that was around -120 or -125. Now, so you're basically risking like 2.4, 2.5 units to win 2. But I'm going to slightly hedge it by taking McGregor to win in round 1 for a half unit that pays plus 550. And so actually that would basically cover my loss on Holloway and maybe even a little slight profit. If McGregor were to win in round 2 or 3, then it's a terrible handicap by me. But I think that's the strategy I'm going to use. I'll win 1.5 units if Max gets the KO or TKO, which I think he'll get in the second or third round. Max has just got to, withstand the early storm from Conor. And, Max is fighting at 170 for the first time in his career, but I think that could be a good thing in that they say, I mean, I've never cut weight or anything, but they say you have a better chin when you don't have to cut weight. And Holloway's only been knocked out once anyway, and that was in a 145-pound fight. So I think his chin will hold up in the first, and it's going to be a great fight. I think Max gets it done, 2 units to win by KO or TKO, and then the slight hedge with McGregor, a half unit at plus 550 to win in round 1.
Got it down. I like that. I like that kind of philosophy right there. What's the other big fight that you have your eye on?
Well, the opener of the they used to call it the pay-per-view portion, but it's not pay-per-view anymore. The opener of the main card is an outstanding matchup between Terrence McKinney and King Green. And don't blink on this one. Terrence McKinney's fights have only made it to round 3 once, and almost all of them end in round 1. But King Green is a savvy veteran, and he may be able to withstand the storm. And I thought that the plus 185 price on Terrence McKinney to win by KO or TKO, that just looked more attractive. I usually go Terrence McKinney to win in round 1, but it was a minus price. I'd rather try for the plus 185 for him to win by KO, Terrence McKinney over King Green.
All right, I was just checking the latest on Bet Saracen and win the fight, winner and exact round, method of victory. And
what'd you say there?
I was just looking at some of the different options on. So you like McKinney by KO or TKO?
McKinney by KO.
All right, that's plus 230.
What are those odds?
Plus 230.
230, even better. Love it.
Okay. All right. What else you got?
All right. I like Corey Sandhagen. I think he's the fight right before the co-main event. He's fighting Batista, who he beat 4 or 5 years back. And Sandhagen, this is a big step up in competition for Batista. Sandhagen's been ranked in the top 10 for like 6 or 7 years, and mostly the top 5 the last 3 or 4 years. He's fought for the title twice, came up short both times, but the only losses for Sandhagen in his UFC tenure are to current or former champions in his division, with one exception, and that's Umar Nurmagomedov, who has a 20-1 career record. His only loss was to Merab for the title. So I like Sandhagen at minus 140, and I'm okay with putting him in a parlay with Max Holloway as well, and that should pay back about plus 145 to 150, depending on what price you get on Holloway.
Do you like Corey Sandhagen, method of victory, of how he does it?
No, I'm just going to go with a straight bet, which, what do you have at Bet Saracen? Should be around minus 140, I think.
Let me exit out and go back and find Corey Sandhagen, minus 145.
Yep, that'll work. Yeah, let's do Sandhagen a straight bet, just to win, and then put him in a parlay with Holloway, and that should pay about plus 150.
Got Brian Edwards with us, VegasInsider.com. Be sure to follow him on Twitter at VegasBEdwards. You going to be tweeting out some stuff tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to write a column for Major Wager where I'll have more picks. The only one I wanted to hit on with you is I'm leaning Patty the Batty Pimblett in the co-main event. He's facing Benoit Saint Denis, who's on a roll right now. But Benoit Saint Denis, I think, is the better stand-up fighter. However, Patty just doesn't get knocked out. I mean, he didn't get knocked out by Gaethje, and he took a beating from Gaethje in a 5-round fight the last time out. And I think that Saint Denis will have success on the feet, but I don't think Patty's going to go away, and he's going to eventually get this fight to the ground. And I think Patty is going to be stronger in the clinch, and I think he's going to grind out a decision win. He may lose the first round, but I think he'll come back and win the second and third. And Patty Pimblett is a short underdog. He should be around plus 120.
Plus 130 on Bet Saracen.
Even better.
All right.
Isn't it kind of shocking that Patty is the underdog? I mean, I know that Benoit's really hot and everything, but I don't know, man. That stylistic clash there kind of makes me like Patty, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly. I just think that he's going to be stronger, and he's going to turn it into a dogfight rather than a stand-up kickboxing match where Saint Denis would have the advantage striking. But I think Patty's got better cardio, better toughness, and I think he's stronger, and I think he will grind out a decision and make it an ugly fight with his grappling, and that's how I'm going to go with it.
Brian, did you learn anything at Big 12 Media Days this week?
I did not learn a whole lot, but I am very bullish on BYU, and their win total is 8.5 at last look, and I like it over. First on their personnel before we get to the schedule, they bring back 7 starters on a defense that gave up only 19.1 points per game. They don't have to play Texas Tech during the regular season. They've got Bear Bogmeyer, a QB who threw for more than 3,000 yards last year, and he also ran for 11 touchdowns. They've got the best running back in the Big 12, and L.J. Martin, who had 1,305 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns, and 5.5 yards per carry average. So you got a really good running back, a really good quarterback. You've got an outstanding O-line and an elite defense. And I've got them going 8-0 with 4 swing games. The 4 swing games being at TCU, Notre Dame at home, where they're actually a 10.5-point underdog in the games of the year at DraftKings. But I give them a chance in that game with Notre Dame flying out west and into altitude. And then I've got at UCF marked as a swing game. But I think they win that one. I marked it a swing game because UCF's got 2 weeks to prepare. BYU's coming off the Notre Dame game, which they'll be gunning for. And it's October 24th in Orlando. And if it's an afternoon game, that's going to be brutal heat. But I still think BYU gets it done there. And then the other swing game's at Utah. But I think they get at least 2 of those swing games. And I think they're going to win at least 10. And so I like it over 8.5. And also put a small play on BYU plus 550 to win the Big 12 title.
Nice. All right, you mentioned Utah. We got Arkansas, Utah, week 2, Saturday night, late game. It's really going to be the first test for either one of these teams. Utah plays Idaho in week 1, and Arkansas's got North Alabama. So much to learn about Arkansas and this team, and I think this is when we finally start to learn, are they going to be competitive this year? What do they have? What do you think of Utah?
So I think it's going to be a transition year for the Utes. Their win total is 8.5. Phil Steele's national unit rankings have them 11th at the QB position, 30 at running back, 39 at wide receiver, but only 60 on the O-line and 41 on the D-line, 54 at linebacker, 11 in the secondary, and number 8 on special teams. I love Devin Dampier, their QB, a dual threat. Mm-hmm. He's fast, elusive, but I just think they're not as good in the trenches this year as they have been in the past. I still think they're going to be a good team, but I think they can take a step back this season and are not as good.
You give Arkansas a chance against Utah?
10-point underdog at DraftKings right now, and I think that opened at 12, so it's come down a little bit. Not much of a chance. I don't give them much of a chance, but you never know.
That's why they play the game. Brian, have a safe trip to Tallahassee. We'll have a good weekend. Enjoy the fights, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Wes. Have a great weekend, man.
Thank you, Brian. Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. Twitter handle, @VegasBEdwards. I liked some of his advice on the fights.
Yeah, his advice about Patty is really solid. Anytime you get a guy that's such a heavy striker like Benoit is, if he goes against a grappler, the grappler really should be favored in most situations because grapplers have won the most UFC champions all time, and it's not even close.
We'll take a break. Final break of the day. We'll come back, hit the Middleton Heat and Air text line, get caught up. We can take a phone call, and then we'll get ready for Drive Time Sports. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Farming demands well-built equipment. Kubota equipment. Well-built, proven for over a century. Tractors that get the job done right. Hay tools backed with a 2-year warranty. And Kubota Sidekick Utility Vehicles is where durability meets speed. And productive SVL track loaders. Visit your local Kubota dealer today for a demo or stop into River Valley Tractor online at rivervalleytractor.com for more information.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Mo Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Mo Value Meal. Junior burrito, side of queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part? It's available all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with a special reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
Progressive knows you've got plenty of things to worry about.
What time does the kids' practice end? How long has that check engine light been on? Are takeout containers microwave safe?
So the last thing you should have to worry about is what to do if something unexpected happens on the road. That's why if you're ever in a major accident, Progressive's accident response can detect it and send help. It's just one less thing to worry about.
How long does chicken last in the fridge?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope. That's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Your heart works hard for you every day. Are you taking care of it? UAMS Health makes it easy with our heart health screening. For just $99, you will receive a heart CT scan, cholesterol and glucose testing, kidney and blood pressure assessments, plus stroke risk screening, all with same-day results. If you're over 35 or have a family history of heart disease, this screening is for you. Healthy heart, healthy you, healthy future. Call UAMS Health at 501-603-1222. That's 501-603-1222.
Progressive presents Perfectly Bad Excuses for Missing Stuff to Spend More Time on Your Motorcycle.
Hey, Suze, can't make it to your party. Gotta defrost some chicken. There's tenders, boneless thighs. Gotta keep an eye on it.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
The Rock City Margarita and Great Arkansas Beer Festival, presented by Oaklawn Hot Springs, is back. It's going down July 18th from 5 to 8 at the State House Convention Center in downtown Little Rock. Your ticket includes a tasting cup and margarita samples from some of the best bars and restaurants in the city. Get your tickets now at 1037thebuzz.com. Sip, sample, and celebrate summer at the most refreshing event of the season. It's the Rock City Margarita and Great Arkansas Beer Festival, presented by Oaklawn Hot Springs and brought to you in part by Tito's Handmade Vodka.
right, here we go. Final segment. I'm Wes Moore. Thank you for joining us today. I got to say, this makes my heart happy. I was scrolling through Twitter. I saw where my Texas State Bobcats tweeted out Texas State 2027 quarterback commit Kane Price, 6'3", 185, on expectations for next season. Price led Stuttgart High School to an undefeated regular season last year, and it's the story I think Channel 7 did with Kane. Looks like maybe at the Sonic Air Raid yesterday. Randy is nodding his head yes. And they had some highlights of Kane and interviewed him. And my Bobcats picked it up and retweeted it to get their fans excited about their 2027 quarterback, Kane Price. Randy's already in the studio. How much fun did you have yesterday at the Sonic Air Raid?
And, I mentioned this while we were just briefly talking yesterday. It's football, baby. Football. Right there in front of me, we were in the indoor center. Thank goodness, because it was only about 95, 96. Can you imagine what it was like on the turf? But, yeah, in fact, I'll tell you in advance, 4:30 today, we'll hear from Josh Price.
All right, good.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy Price.
Yeah.
Of the young Josh.
I like
Kane.
Coach Price a lot. I've followed, we both have followed him for years and the success that he's had. So that's awesome. Good guest. Some breaking news out of Major League Baseball. Shohei Ohtani will miss the 2026 All-Star Game due to continued irritation in his left knee. The Dodgers have announced here in the last hour. So no Shohei at the All-Star Game. That's a little disappointing, one of the biggest stars, but he has been, I guess, about the last month getting treatment on that sore left knee, and it cost him his pitching start today. And not only is he not in the All-Star game, he's not going to be pitching today. So a little development there from the Dodgers. Middleton Heat and Air text line 501 says, our schedule is tougher than anyone else in the SEC because Arkansas is on most other teams' schedule. We can't schedule ourselves. That does have a little something to do with it when you're ranked down there with Kentucky and Mississippi State in the football power index. Yeah, your other teams will get the benefit of having an easier game on paper, right? Let's see. Nat Daddy from the Lost Corner says, while I agree we're probably in over our heads against Utah, I better hear folks giving Hunter Yurchek his flowers if we beat them. Nat Daddy from Lost Corners, let me go ahead and tell you and prepare you now. If Arkansas beats Utah, Hunter Yurchek's not getting flowers. The team in Silverfield will get all the flowers. Hunter Yurchek is not going to get many flowers from people until something really drastic happens and the football program turns all the way around. Then he'll start to get some flowers. I think Hunter's dug such a deep hole with a lot of the fan base that it's going to take a lot for him to get out of that deep hole. And as I'm seeing this, once again, I was a great goalie back in the playing days 40 years ago. But I was also a great striker. They would depend on me to score. And so I'd usually go score a goal or two, and then second half just play the goalie and keep the other team from scoring. That was our philosophy. Spain just got a kick on goal, and the goalkeeper it's right in his chest, and he mishandles it and bobbles it and goes back out into play, and Spain follows it up with just basically a free kick in the goal, and they take a 2-1 lead. These are supposed to be the best goalies in the world, right? Catch the ball. I don't understand how they can't catch the ball.
I am impressed first learning that you were at one time this
40 years ago
striker,
40 years ago,
and goalie combined. But
I was bigger than everybody else, Randy. It made it a little easier.
But you maybe I can't give any of the other programs here on the Buzz any kind of credit except for you. And that is who is faithfully still sticking with the World Cup. I've moved on. I told you that. I have moved on. So whether you have that on the TV or not, here in the studio, I'll probably change it once you step aside.
Get out of here. You will not watch the last...
No.
Well, it may be over before you even get on.
I can fib to you and say I am.
Right.
Wes, that's probably why we had to change the channel whenever we came in.
We did.
'Cause,
I was shocked at Nathan. Good gracious, a moment ago, he's talking like MMA is things he talks about in his sleep. I was impressed.
Hey, Randy, if you need any MMA talk today, man, I'd be happy to help
Grappler?
out.
Did I get that term correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Grappler? I'm like, what is that? Is that something you catch in a net?
That's just when they grapple you, you know.
I'm impressed.
Hey, to our texter a little earlier that said that Hunter Yurchek better get the flowers if they beat Utah. Skipper says Hunter gets the flowers when he leaves the university. That's a prime example of how a lot now. Not everybody feels the same way as Skipper, but I'd say there are more that feel that way than don't feel that way.
Well, his latest, I shouldn't say latest, but when it was misrepresented. And maybe it wasn't misrepresented. Maybe it just a simple mistake. But one more year that was added on to the contract.
That's insane, Randy, because as the AD.
How do you miss something like that?
Well, and during the press conference, they said he kept going between 12 and 13 years and having to correct himself. He'd say 12 and then come back and say, no, 13. And then come to find out it's neither
14.
one of those. It's 14.
Yeah.
So that tells me, and this is just me, my gut reading into the situation, he didn't have a whole lot to do with this contract. This was IMG. He wasn't that heavily involved because if you're heavily involved in something this big, you know it from top
every detail.
to bottom.
Yes.
And there's no question if it's 12 or 13 and turns out to be 14.
That's a big difference. $2 million?
It's a weird
Or 2
deal.
years. 2 years, I'm sorry.
Two wins, 4 wins.
But it
who
still
cares?
affects the Bucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of, because the math that the Dim Gazette did once they found out the total amount of the contract, 13 years, $50 million, it's $5.4 million a year. Well, no, if it's 14, it's a $5 million a year
That
contract.
is correct.
And then you got to throw in the IMG commission, and who knows? We still don't know what their commission is.
Did he not say, and I've not been able to research this at all, because I've looked. Did he not say, though, at one time that they were going to turn this over to Learfield and they would be paying a 30% commission?
Ooh, I don't know about that. No, I've never heard that.
Okay. I may have read it, and it may have just been that one time.
That seems awful high to me. 30%?
Nah.
Doesn't that mean that whatever he's getting now has to be more? I mean, that would mean he's making a very significant paycheck off the IMG.
No, it'd be less because
less.
IMG is getting 30% of the total
They're
value.
going to get theirs off the top of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How does your co-host feel about Austin Reeves' extension? Since the last time he was on, he said that the Lakers need to trade him. Did you say the Lakers need to trade Austin Reeves?
Well, this was when LeBron's future was up in the air. My statements, I'm so, first off, whether you hate me or you love me, you remembered me. Don't forget that.
Chase in Jessieville.
My point was that Reeves is not a guy who I think can be a second best player on a championship team right now.
Okay. There's an argument to be made there.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think I remember saying trade him. I think I remember saying between him and LeBron, I would rather have LeBron.
Okay. Let's see.
Even
here.
at 95 years old, you'd rather have LeBron?
Here's a graphic. Hadn't seen this. This comes from the United States men's national team. The most watched non-NFL sporting event in the 21st century. 50.1 million people
It's
watched.
all the way up to 50 now?
It probably peaked at 50.1. And then when the goalie mishandled the ball and couldn't kick the ball, it probably dropped drastically because that's when you knew it's not going to happen. But all right, okay.
I think on that second mistake that he made, I think that's when I tuned out.
Wes, thank you for your excellent work this week. Keep up the great work. Enjoy the weekend concert. Thank you so much. And yes, you have a great weekend.
That's from Wes
too.
Moore, by the way.
That was from my mom, I guess.
Yeah.
Get my case in point. Get the flowers ready. Yes, Randy is correct. Hunter needs a new reader for him since he can't. Yeah, Skipper, you did make the point. That was a mess. To me, a very big mistake.
That's the last of the mistakes that he's made. Okay, 4:30, Josh Price. 5 o'clock, Richard Davenport. Did you know there's some new baseball changes coming about for high school baseball? We'll have Luke Matheson in to break it all down for us. That's later on today here on Drive Time Sports.
Hey, Cabo educated me on that yesterday with the bat and the changes, and we had
I had to do my own investigation back a couple of years ago when they started talking about drop. I thought they were talking about, someone dropped the bat? Oh, what do you mean drop? I never heard of that before.
Drop 3, drop 5.
Yeah, we didn't have any of that stuff back in my day.
No. We were just excited when somebody got a new bat.
Oh, everybody used it.
Everybody.
And if it was wooden, it was broken by the midway part of the game.
That is going to do it for us. Drive Time Sports is next.
Summer is here at the Big Lot. If you need a truck or an SUV for the lake this summer, maybe a Jeep for some off-road fun, come see us at the Big Lot.
Folks, we have a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles starting at under $20,000, and our banks work with any credit situation.